for Bluefield College.
After a long offseason, college football is finally back in the two Virginias. The Bluefield College Rams open up the 2018 season against the Cumberland Phoenix. Well, everybody, welcome into Mitchell Stadium. My name is Bailey Angle, joined by my brand new broadcast partner, Josh Sawyers. And Josh, Dewey Luss, now in his second year as the head coach of the Bluefield College Rams. The expectations are definitely high for his returners.
And there's a lot of anticipation here today, Bailey. The defense last season was ranked #1 in the NAIA pass defense. A lot of that is due to the returners on this defense, starting with Isaiah Fenner, who led the team in interceptions. He's joined in the secondary by Tyrese Henry, who led the team in tackles a year ago.
Yeah, you can't forget about one of the captains out there right now, Devin Jackson, who is joined by Kaysen Witt and Alex Martin, a couple of returners on the offensive side as well for Bluefield. It's going to be a test for Kaysen Witt, now in his second year as a starter for the Bluefield College Rams. Last year, he went 5-2 in 7 games.
Kaysen will have some help on the ground today with the returning running back tandem of Malik Brown and Alex Martin. Martin is Bluefield's big-bodied running back. He'll get a lot of carries in the red zone today. And Malik Brown, the shifty scat back from Charlotte, North Carolina, will be looking to do some damage down the field.
I also have to look at the questions for Bluefield. The Rams today operating with an all-freshman offensive line. And if you even look at the front on the defensive side as well, only one returner coming back for Bluefield, and that's Terrence Hall, as well as the wide receivers for the Rams. Get this, 4 of the 6 wide receivers on the depth chart for Bluefield have not caught a pass at the collegiate level.
We'll have 2 returners in the wide receiving corps today, starting with Jeff Hughes and Charles Black. Hughes is coming off a standout game in the scrimmage against Emory and Henry a season ago, and Charles Black really emerged as one of Kaysen Witt's favorite targets down the stretch. It's going to be up to Kaysen Witt to build some chemistry with this young wide receiving corps early on.
Now, on the flip side for Cumberland, they also have a brand new look, a team in the Mid-South Conference. They have a first-year head coach in Jim Mathis. After last year, the Phoenix actually went 7-4. Expect them to run a lot of the triple option today.
They do have a lot of changes in the coaching staff, but they have some very familiar faces returning to this offense, starting with veteran quarterback Desmond Huntley, who led the Phoenix in passing and rushing yardage last season. He'll be joined by his running back Kimley North, who caught fire at the end of 2017, adding 8 touchdowns and over 500 yards in the last 5 games for the Phoenix.
Speaking of 5 games, this is the 5th time these teams have faced off against each other since the Rams' resurrection of the program back in 2012. Cumberland's fared well, Josh. They're 4-0 against Bluefield, but last year was almost a different story.
The Rams were close to securing a victory. They were up at halftime, but a third-quarter surge by the Phoenix offense led to a BC loss 24-17 and a heartbreaker on the road.
Yeah, Bluefield ended up losing that game by 7. This is only the 3rd time ever that the Rams have faced off against Cumberland here at Mitchell Stadium. But now you take a look at the team in those brand new Adidas jerseys, all part of a very exciting opening weekend here at Mitchell Stadium, part of Athletics Giving Weekend. If you want to make a gift to Bluefield, head on over to bluefield.edu/riseuprams to contribute to your favorite athletic team today. So Josh, for Bluefield, also a lot of excitement surrounding them as well. For the first time ever in this program's history, they received votes to be ranked in the preseason poll.
And I do think a lot of that is due to the stout defense, but the play of Kaysen Witt could also be a big factor in that ranking.
Well, Kaysen Witt, you look at him last week in that scrimmage against Emory and Henry. They aired the ball out very well, and you've already mentioned it. Jeff Hughes, the sophomore from Maryland, joined by Charles Black, that lanky wide receiver from Florida. Those are going to be the main targets, but you take a look at the receivers joining those 2 veterans, Lowell Patron, Quincy Mock, as well as Jaquan Ebron and Jermichael Monroe. Those guys have not caught a pass at the collegiate level, and they're going to be tested here today against the Cumberland Phoenix team that is doing a little bit of rebuilding. They went 7-4 last year, but a brand new coaching staff, or Tim Mathis rather, the first-year head coach, went to Georgia Southern all the way back in 1996. I have to also take a look at the defensive coordinator for the Cumberland Phoenix, a guy that comes out of Bethel, who was the head coach before. Chris Elliott actually has a good relationship with Dino Kaklis, the defensive coordinator for Bluefield. He is the godfather to Dino Kaklis' 2 daughters, so those guys coached together at Bethel, but now are ready to face off here today.
Well, it's just as Coach Lusk said earlier this week, it's going to be the young offensive front for Bluefield going up against the inexperienced defense of the Phoenix.
Bluefield won the toss and deferred as that one is received all the way back at the 5-yard line by Kendall Johnson. Cuts out near the sideline, on his feet up to the 30, and works his way all the way up to the 35. It'll be 1st and 10 for Cumberland in the white jerseys to start out this ball game. 1st and 10 from their own 35. And now we'll have to see how Desmond Huntley works out, the redshirt senior and a transfer coming originally from the University of West Alabama, but last year against Bluefield, he was picked off twice.
I'm excited to watch this triple option today. If you need some reference to know how the triple option works, look at Navy's team or look at Georgia Tech's team in Division I.
Going up under center on the right hash. 4 men on the line of scrimmage for Bluefield. Snap, handoff left side, immediately met at the line of scrimmage and tackled there automatically by DeMarcus Wimbush for little to no gain. It'll be 2nd and long right from the 36-yard line. So still no score, 14:38 left to go in the first quarter. Bailey Engel and Josh Sawyers are going to be here all year for Bluefield College Rams football.
And that was just a strong hit by Wimbush on that run. Pushed him straight back as soon as he made contact.
Well, that was Luke Turner on the carry, who is the running back right behind Desmond Huntley. Ball spotted in the middle of the field. 2nd and 8 from their own 37-yard line. Snap. Hands off left side. No, he keeps it himself. Ball's loose. Going back to the 25 still and rolling all the way back to the 23-yard line. Big loss, and they still fell on it, so now Bluefield has them pushed all the way back towards the 24. Almost desperation time there for Cumberland.
And that's just a momentum killer for your offense.
Kimberly North fell all the way back on it. So a big loss there for Cumberland. So they have it at their own 24-yard line from the left hash. It'll be 3rd down and 21 under center. See if Huntley tries to air it out here. From the left hash, brings a man in motion. Snap, takes it himself, rolls out right, looking for room, gets a couple of blocks, and tracked down by Devin Jackson up towards the 31. So a slight gain there, but nowhere close to being good enough for a first down, and they will force them to punt. So a good first outing for the Bluefield College defense.
Very strong on this young defensive line. Really attack the ball carrier, all heads to the ball.
So now 4th down. Going back to receive it will be Tyrese Henry for the Bluefield College Rams. Garcia back to punt. The sophomore from Smyrna, Tennessee, ready to punt it off to number 9 for Bluefield. Good snap, almost blocked it. The ball tumbles out towards the near sideline, and it was caught by a Bluefield receiver on the sideline near the 50, but they're going to spot it all the way up to the Cumberland 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bluefield, so what a great start, Josh.
And there is a flag on the play, Bailey.
And I'll have to see here if they call, and it'll be roughing the kicker. Automatic first down, so what a blow to that first Bluefield defensive possession.
And sometimes there's really some gray area on roughing the kicker, but this time it was obvious.
So Garcia was rushed automatically by 2 Bluefield defenders and was brought right down to the ground. So now, instead of Bluefield having it, it'll be 1st and 10 for Cumberland all the way up at their own 46-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 46.
Still no score, 0-0. We're in the first quarter, 12:41 left to go in the first quarter. Huntley climbs up under center. From the right hash, 2 receivers out left. Snap, drops back, looks right, fires. It's caught there and wrestled down to the ground in Bluefield territory. Small gain on the play, but making the catch is Denarius Tolliver.
Really good closing time by the Bluefield College defense. They allowed the catch, but they were right on the ball as soon as he caught it.
That's Isaiah Fenner able to make the catch. So now it'll be 2nd and 5 from their own, or rather the Bluefield 49-yard line. Still no score. We're in the first quarter, 12:11 left to go. 2nd and 5. Once again, Huntley under center. We have not seen a look at Russian today. Turner, the lone setback. Snap, fakes the handoff. Now in trouble, pitches it out right, and immediately tackled. Seltz all the way behind the line of scrimmage, wrestling down the running back way back at the 44-yard line.
That play was dead in the water as soon as it started.
Will Seltz blew that play off.
31, Will Seltz.
It'll be a loss of about 6 all the way back to the Cumberland 45-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 11. They have to get it up to the Bluefield 44. So the Rams looking for another big 3rd down stop. Still no score, 11:28 left to go in the first quarter. Rams have not gotten the ball yet. This is the result of a roughing the punter penalty. Huntley climbs under center. Running back behind him. Snap. Rolls it out right. Has a block and immediately tackled across into Bluefield territory. Up close towards the first down, but not enough as he's wrestled down to the 48-yard line.
He fought his way forward as much as he could, but in the end, it's just not enough for that first down.
That was Kendall Johnson making the catch for Cumberland.
Of 8.
Gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 4th and 3. Still no score, 10:52 left. Tyrese Henry back to receive again all the way back to his own 10-yard line. And it's Hellman Garcia back to punt. Worked out and long, snap. Sends it in the air off his right foot, a tumbling kick. Caught there at the 15-yard line. Henry spins trying to get away, but he won't be able to as a swarm of the Phoenix brings him down all the way back to his own 16-yard line. And now Bluefield will have the ball. 1st and 10 with 10:30 left to go in the first quarter.
Now we get to see this Bluefield College offense. We haven't seen this offense quite a lot in the past. There's a lot of new faces.
They'll start 1st down.
Now 1st and 10 for Bluefield at their own 16-yard line from the right hash. Kason Witt, the senior from Fredericksburg, Virginia, went to Massaponax High School, joined out there by Malik Brown, the lone setback. Charles Black wearing number 2, the slot receiver on the right side. One receiver on the near sideline. Drops back, looks down the middle, hangs it on the far sideline, almost intercepted. That pass was intended for Bluefield's Jaquan Ebron, and it was incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from their 16-yard line. Still no score, 0-0, 10:24 left to go.
Brings up 2nd down.
Cumberland in the white jerseys. We haven't really noted on this yet, but Cumberland also a team with a bunch of new faces on their defense. Kason Witt in the gun. 2 receivers on the right and 2 receivers on the left. Snap, hands it on in and around over to Hughes. Goes on the far sideline, tumbles across the 20, and trips up at the 21-yard line.
He really took off like a speeding bullet on that play.
The ball carrier.
So a small gain. It'll be 2nd,
brings up 3rd down.
or rather now 3rd and 5. From their own 21-yard line, Bluefield lining up once again. And the shotgun trips wide receivers to the left. Snap to Witt, delayed handoff to Brown. Nowhere to go, gets out and wrestles his way up to the 21-yard line. No gain as Cumberland is able to make the tackle.
Malik Brown, the ball carrier.
So now it'll be 4th and 5 for Bluefield. And Malik Brown going right back to the huddle. It looks like Bluefield will likely punt here. Now the Rams still looking around as the clock has now ticked down to 9:50. And once again, we're going to see Drake Presley, one of the better punters in the entire Mid-South Conference, to go out and show off his leg. So 4th and 5 for Bluefield.
Yeah, Coach Luss said early last week that we've got
Bluefield,
Bluefield College Rams have some of the best punters or kickers in the country. We get to see that here in a few minutes.
Now added a high snap. Presley tries to get it off. It's blocked, and it will roll all the way over to the 41-yard line. Immediately tackled the returner that time for Cumberland. That was John Carruthers. But Bluefield, now taking a look, that was
the kick. The snap was kind of high, which led to that short kick.
Now Cumberland will start out at the 43-yard line for Bluefield in Rams, 500 pounds in the offseason. Turner, the lone dash.
2nd down and 2.
So 2nd down and 2. Have to get the ball up towards the 33-yard line from the left hash now. Looks like we might see those quick dropbacks. Still scoreless. Huntley under center, brings a man in motion. Pitches out wide on the right side. Nowhere to go, and blowing up the play once again for Bluefield. That is a great tackle that time for the Rams. Sean Kolb making his first game back after only playing 1.5 games last year.
Already making an impact here in the first quarter. The Rams defense missed him sorely last season.
That was Kendall Johnson, the running back for Cumberland. Brings them all the way back to their own 38-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 5, 8:30 left to go. Still scoreless. Huntley under center. 3 men on the line of scrimmage. Has a receiver out wide. Drops back. Throws left. It's almost intercepted. Tyrese Henry jumped that pass and nearly had it on the deflection. But now it's going to be 4th and 5 from the 38-yard line. See if Cumberland tries to throw it again here.
Henry read Huntley the whole time on that route.
Falls incomplete. Brings up
so it's incomplete. 4th and 5 from the 38-yard line. Still scoreless. Cumberland in Bluefield territory in danger of another 3 and out. Clock is stopped now at 8:23. We're in the first quarter. 4th and 5. Cumberland looks to go for it here. Huntley still as the quarterback. Wide receiver out wide is Ian Hafner on the left side. Huntley under center, drops back, under pressure, steps up, fires it near sideline. It is incomplete. No flags. Bluefield will take over on downs at their own 38-yard line. Once again, that pass defense showing up pretty strong for Bluefield.
A little overthrown, but that was very good defensive pressure right there.
So good defensive pressure, and now Casey Witt will have another chance for the Rams, coming right back out onto the field. Still scoreless. We're in the first quarter. 8:18, 1st and 10 for Bluefield from their own 38-yard line. Witt in the gun. 3 receivers out right. Snap, play action. Hangs it right side, caught by Hughes in the backfield, looking for somewhere to go, and he's dropped in the backfield. A loss of 1 back towards the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11 for Bluefield. No chance on that screen pass.
Hughes looked up, and there were 4 guys staring right at him. It's hard to do anything with that.
Casey went right back out there. He's a guy that really won't light it up with numbers, Josh, but knows how to manage the game. Alex Martin, and as the running back beside Wynn on the right side. 2nd and 11. Snap, hands off Brown, right up the middle, and wrestled down for little to no gain on that one. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Everybody on that defensive front for the Cumberland Phoenix was there to get him.
Coach Lusk mentioned earlier this week. Oh, and it looks like there's a flag on the play.
Well, flag on the play late. I have to see if that's on Bluefield. Looked like they were barking at each other right as the play ended. Yeah, the call coming up. Unsportsmanlike conduct call on Colton Thomas. And also on Bluefield. So the penalties will offset. And it will be 3rd and 11 for the Rams.
And as I was saying earlier, Coach Lusk mentioned earlier last week that he wants to do an even pass-run offense, and it looks like that's what he's aiming for early here in the first quarter.
3rd and 11 from their own 37-yard line on the right hash. Witt has 3 receivers on the wide end of the field. Cumberland with 4 men on the line of scrimmage. Running back to the right is Brown. Snap to Witt. Drops back. Dumps the screen. Caught by Brown at the 35. Goes near sideline. Crosses the 40. Now the 45 on across the 50. And he has the first down all the way up to the 48-yard line. And that is a first down for Bluefield. Move the chains in their first play today in Cumberland territory.
Brown just had 1 player to beat to get around that corner, and he did it.
Gain on the play results in a Bluefield College.
So a 1st and 10 for Bluefield. 1st and 10 from the 48. Still scoreless. 7:12 left to go. Once again in the gun. Witt likes to air it out. 2 receivers on either side. Brings Black in motion. Hands it near sideline and ended around. Looks for a block and wrestled down at the 45-yard line. Just a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
For 2, Charles Black, the ball carrier.
So we're seeing the end routes a few times. Jeff Hughes has ran one, as well as Charles Black, the 2 returning wide receivers. So 2nd down and 7 from the Cumberland 45. Both teams looking for their first score. 6:44 left to go in the first quarter. 3 receivers on the right side for Case and Witt. Snap. Takes the handoff, dumps the screen right side. Caught by Hughes, cuts back up at the 45. Stiff arm, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet, and tripped up going to the 41-yard line. So that play did not look good at first, Josh, but gets a gain of 4, and it will be 3rd down and short for Bluefield.
Really great footwork by Jeff Hughes on that catch. Really shook the defender and made a play.
3rd down and 3 from the 41-yard line for Cumberland. Once again, Witt in the gun from the right hash. One receiver on the right side. Handoff up the middle. Martin, and he's spun down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1. Nowhere to go for the big running back that time for Bluefield, as Jarvis Ruff, the returning defensive end for Cumberland, is back there to make the tackle.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 4th down and 4.
It looks like they're sending out the punting team.
Now Bluefield looking to play a little bit of a chess match here with Drake Presley, is looking for a better snap. Coming from Adam Casto. Punt returner Ian Hafner back at his own 10-yard line. Drake Presley, another Southwest Virginia guy. Looking for the snap, he gets it. Kick is high in the air, spiraling a fair catch motion by Hafner, and Cumberland will start out deep in their own territory right at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up for Cumberland, 5:22 left to go in the first quarter. We are still scoreless. So Josh, almost your first quarter underway here in Bluefield. What do you think so far?
I think it's really a defensive game right now. Both defensive sides are playing well. Haven't really been any big plays today.
Now back to their 17-yard line. Saw a couple of missed opportunities for Bluefield, trying to hang it down the field. Malik Brown with really the only play of the game. But now Cumberland trying to change that. Huntley under center brings a man in motion. Snap, drops back, looks down the middle, fires. He's got a man, it is caught! Tumbling near the 49-yard line, making a big catch. It's Marcus Bryson. So nearly in Bluefield territory, and they're going to spot him at the Bluefield side of the 49. Huge gain there for Cumberland, and it's 1st and 10 in Bluefield territory. No, now they push it back towards the Bluefield 49, but either way, a large gain.
They had him double covered, but he just flat out beat the defense on that play, sprinting down the field.
1st and 10 for Cumberland from the Bluefield, or rather their own 49-yard line. Huntley once again under center. Snap, hands off right side, breaks a tackle up across the 45, and that is Joseph Rushin, the backup quarterback, coming in as the tailback, nearly getting the 1st down. It's a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 from now the Bluefield 42.
2nd down and 1.
So 2nd down and 1. Have to get it up to the 41-yard line as the sun continues to set here at Mitchell Stadium. Still no score. 4:30 left to go in the first quarter. Huntley under center. Rams with 3 men on the line of scrimmage, bringing a man in motion. Hands off Russian left side, breaks a tackle, has the 1st down up towards the 40, and immediately dropped by the linebacking core for Bluefield. Either way, moving the chains for the Phoenix on the left side of the hash, and now it'll be 1st and 10 for Cumberland inside Bluefield territory.
It's really tricky watching this triple option. You never know who has the ball, and I'm sure that's what's going through Bluefield's mind right now, trying to pinpoint exactly where the ball is.
Oh, for the Rams, trying to find some sort of pass rush on these quick dropbacks. It's tough to do. Now whistles blow, and a timeout for Cumberland. So that brings us to our first break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 3:59 left to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless at Mitchell Stadium. First and 10 for Cumberland at the Bluefield 40-yard line. Still scoreless, 0-0 with 3:59 left to go in the first quarter. So far, it's been pretty easy for Desmond Huntley, the quarterback. Climbs under center, brings a man in motion. Snap, drops back, looking right, no pressure, steps up, fires near sideline. It is caught at the 10-yard line, stumbling up inside the 5-yard line. 1st and 10. What a catch that time for Cumberland, hauling it in. The running back, Kimley North, and you knew he was going to be a weapon in this game.
That was just an outstanding catch by Kimley North on that play.
First and goal,
So a
Cumberland.
gain of 34 for Cumberland. And now first and goal from the Bluefield 6-yard line. Just a gap in the pass defense. You have to look at that offensive line for Cumberland. There was no pass rush on the play. Bluefield did not send any blitzers. And now they have first and goal from the right side of the field. On the 6-yard line, first and goal. Snap, hands off left side, breaking his way towards the goal line. And it looks like he's down at the 1 on the carry. That time it's Telvin Rucker, the running back coming from Memphis, Tennessee. And a gain of 5 and second and goal from the 1-yard line.
That was a clutch tackle by Rucker on that play. Looked like he was going to get into the end zone, but stopped abruptly.
Still scoreless, 3:14 left to go from the 1-yard line. Second and goal. Rucker, the lone setback. Huntley under center. Snap, hands off Rucker, trying to get into the end zone, and Bluefield looks like they stuffed him there. No gain. It'll be third and goal from the 1-yard line.
Rucker, the ball carrier. No gain.
No gain. A good job that time by the linebacking corps. So now third and goal. Clock has ticked down inside 3 minutes. Second down turns to third down, and now 2:40 left to go in the game. Third and goal, and now time called by the officials. So the clock will stop at 2:40, trying to get everything in motion here. Third and goal. Now Tim Mathis, the head coach for Cumberland, bringing in a new man. It looks like they're replacing a lineman here. So Sam McDaniel will come in and now be the center. The backup center for Greg Davis, freshman from Hoover, Alabama. Third and goal from the 1-yard line for Cumberland. Snap, hands off Rucker, looking for his way into the end zone. Actually, it's a keeper, and Huntley goes across the goal line. Touchdown, Cumberland. What a fake. They had us faked out up here in the press box, but for Desmond Huntley, that's his first touchdown of the season.
They had us faked out, they had the crowd faked out, and they had the Rams faked out too. Great play by Tim Mathis.
So now Cumberland up 6-0 with 2:25 left to go in the first quarter. Not the best drive for the Bluefield College defense, letting up that big 34-yard pass to Kimley North. Now in to kick, it's Ian Spence, who has not kicked before, at least at the collegiate level. Snap and the hold bobbled, and the kick is away and good. 7-0 Cumberland as the PAT goes right through for Ian Spence. 7-0 Cumberland up, 2:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Cumberland scores on the 1-yard quarterback draw by Desmond Huntley, and now it's 7-0 in the first quarter, 2:25 left to go. End-over-end kick received by Jeff Hughes at the 9-yard line. Now going near sideline, looking for blocks, steps up at the 25, jukes his way up across the 30. Now stiff-armed all the way up to the 34, and tackled by Cumberland's number 28, Brandon Taylor. So a good game for Jeff Hughes, and now a flag coming down in that play, though. We'll have to see what it is. He's looking for a way to get off their offense going. And it looks like this one might be coming back, Josh. So that was Otto Akudwa making that clipping block that'll send Bluefield back deep into their own territory. So instead of having it across the 30, it'll be 1st and 10 for Bluefield back at the 12-yard line. So another big loss.
Although it's coming back, that was a great play by Jeff Hughes, bouncing off his own teammate and making the cut up field.
Now the right hash, we'll have to see what Kason Witt can do
Following
here.
the
First
penalty,
and 10
ball
for
we placed
Bluefield
at the 12
on
yard
the far
line,
side of the
Bluefield
field.
will
Bailey
start.
Engel and John
First down.
Sawyers on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It is 7-0 Phoenix. 2:16 left to go before Bluefield goes Riverside and changes the other way. The receivers on the left side, Kason Witt in the gun. Brings a man in motion. Drops back. Looks right. Fires over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught by Black all the way up to the 45-yard line. Brought down immediately by Tony Bennett. And it's a big gain for Bluefield. First and 10.
Black found a hole in the coverage, and Kason Witt exploited it. Great pass from Witt on that play.
So a gain of 32 yards.
33 yards on the completion. Result
First and 10 for Bluefield, up at the 45-yard line now. Biggest pass of the game for Kason Witt. On the right hash, first and 10 in the gun. Snap, hands off right. Brown shuffling, looking for a block. He won't get it. And it's little to no gain on that one. They're going to say it's a gain of 2 yards up towards the 47, and it will be 2nd and 8.
Swallowed up by the defensive line on that play.
Yeah, a bunch of defenders coming in, just wrapping up Malik Brown. And this is a team with returners on that front, as we've talked about. Jarvis Ruff, Colton Thomas, Ahmad Taylor, and Brian Billingsley. Once again in the gun. Snap, Witt looking downfield, draws himself, takes it right side. Can't throw it, crosses the 50, stiff arms all this way up to the 46-yard line, wrapped up by Brandon Taylor. A solid game for Bluefield. It'll be 3rd and short, now in Cumberland territory. They're going to spot the ball up at the 47-yard line on the right hash.
And that wasn't intentional. Witt dropped back, didn't see anyone open, took the matter into his own hands and made a great play out of it.
So 3rd down and 2 for Bluefield up at the 47-yard line. In Cumberland territory, 3rd down and 2. Snap, hands off up the middle. Brown has the first down and more. Cuts far sideline, 45, 30, 30. Now spinning all the way out towards the 24-yard line. Tackled on the play by John Carruthers. Solid game for Bluefield, spotting him all the way up towards the 26-yard line. A gain of 19 for Bluefield.
He got into the open field, and I really think the hesitation on the sideline is what sold that play.
So now 1st and 10 for Bluefield, spotted now at the 25-yard line. 3 receivers on the left side of the field. Went in the gun, low snap, hands off up the middle to Brown, who plunges his way up for a few yards up towards the 22-yard line, tackled by Jacob Stewart for Cumberland on the play. And after the small gain, it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, every run can't be a big run. You got to have those small runs just as much as you have those breakout runs to move down the field.
First down up at the 15-yard line. Now 2nd and 7. Play action, dumps the screen left side to Charles Black. Juking move, gets his way up across the 20. And that was nearly terrible as the clock sounds. That is the end of the first quarter. After a small gain on the play, brings them into the red zone at the 19-yard line. Just a gain of 3, 3rd and 4. And now into the second quarter. We've played one. Cumberland leads 7-0 over the Bluefield College Rams in the series opener and the season opener here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Just about ready to start the second quarter here at Mitchell Stadium. 7-0 Cumberland on top of Bluefield now driving. They have 3rd and 4 from the Cumberland 19-yard line. A couple of big plays in this drive from Kason Witt. And now he lines up in the shotgun. Two receivers bunched on the right side. It is Patron and Strickland. Strickland, a returner from a year ago, now just being eligible as Malik Brown is the running back. 3rd and 4 from the 19-yard line from the left hash. Brings Patron in motion, and now a flag coming right before the snap. Looks like this could be on Bluefield. And a false start on Bluefield's Luke Thrower. That's one of those freshman offensive linemen, Josh. That's something you can expect. Once again, all freshmen on the offensive line for Bluefield.
And this is a talented bunch. Stewie Luss said that this is the most talented freshman group of offensive linemen he's coached in his coaching tenure. Be interesting to see how they respond after falling down 7-0 in the first.
3rd and 9 for Bluefield, all the way back at the 24-yard line now. Low snap, Witt rolling right, looking for a man to throw to. Fires on the corner, and it is incomplete, intended for Antonio Strickland. And now it'll be 4th and 9 for Bluefield. What do you do here, Josh?
I think they got to go for it. They got to get it in the end zone. It's going to be important to put some points on the board here.
That being said, though, you have a guy like Tanner Griffith, one of the best kickers in the NAIA a season ago. Now a sophomore from Gloucester, Virginia. He's going to line up to try to boot this one. So it will be
Griffith on for the
close
field goal
to a
attempt.
42-yarder. This would be a very long kick for Tanner Griffith. Longest last year was 43 yards. And now a flag coming out on Bluefield. It looks like this one might be an illegal substitution, and you might have to go for it here. That's going to push Bluefield back, and you have to wonder, will they keep Tanner out there to try a 48-yarder?
That's just going to make it that much harder to put 3 points on the board for the Rams.
So now pushing them back all the way to the 30-yard line, and Griffith's going to stay out there from the left hash. Zachary Wright, a quarterback, will be the holder. Long one here, folks. 48 yards from the left hash. Snap, hold is down, kick is away, and it looks good.
It's good.
Career long for Tanner Griffith. The sophomore puts Bluefield on the board, and it's 7-3. Well, he had a soccer-style fist pump going towards the sideline, and Bluefield catches a break there on the golden toe of Tanner Griffith. We'll step aside and come right back. It's 7-3, Cumberland on top.
Brown on to kick for Bluefield College.
After the career-long kick for Tanner Griffith of 48 yards, Ben Brown will now do the place kicking as this one is booted straight down the field. Kendall Johnson backs up for Cumberland as his team leads 7-3. Cutting on the right side, looking for a block, and tripped up deep in the territory by Matthew Beaver. Bluefield's special teams making a big tackle that time. Now, rather, that was Rashad Jackson on the tackle. Either way, Cumberland now only leading by 4 will start out back near their own 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Now for Bluefield, Josh, it looks like they have to adjust to this option from Desmond Huntley.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's finding the ball, which is the main issue for this Bluefield defense.
1st and 10 from the right hash from the 23-yard line. Huntley once again under center. Rams looking for a stop. 1st and 10. Huntley calling an audible now from the right hash. The receivers out right. Snap, handoff straight up the middle. Terrence Hall there to clog up the hole, and they're not getting anywhere on that play. Doing the finishing touches that time for Bluefield was the linebacker DeMarcus Wimbush. Close to no gain on the play. We'll have to see if they give them forward progress. Somebody's helmet came loose, and of course it was Terrence Hall, the big, strong junior from Glen Burnie, Maryland.
Met at the line, and he was going nowhere on that play.
On the carry The running back looked like it was Kimley North that time. He didn't get anywhere. So now 2nd and 10. Rather, they're going to move the ball up. So giving some forward progress now up to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 8. Snap to Huntley. Handoff left side. Luke Turner stumbles all the way up towards the 34-yard line. Tripped up on the play by Michael Everett, the returning linebacker. It's good enough for a first down for Cumberland to move the chains.
He had some space on that play, but as you said, he got tripped up around the 30-yard line.
He was tripped up at the 30, made his way all the way up to the 34. Now 1st and 10 for Cumberland. Racking up the first downs here. 7-3 the score, 14:05 left to go in the first half. Huntley once again climbing under center. The running back behind him is Luke Turner. Bringing that bunch set. One receiver on the far sideline is Ian Hafner. Quick snap and a handoff on the right side to Turner. He is plunged once again. Looks like the linebackers were there for Bluefield, and it was Logan Hinnett able to swallow up the ball carrier for a little gain. Moving it all the way up to the 41-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6 after the gain of 4.
That was a really good job by the linebackers coming in on that play and ending it before it got started.
13:30 left to go in the first half. 7-3 the score. Cumberland scoring on their last drive, as did Bluefield on the boot of Tanner Griffith. Huntley climbs under center. Luke Turner behind him once again. Snap, drops back, looks left, fires there. It's caught and immediately dropped by Antonio Dawkins, as well as Tyrese Henry. Just a quick gain on the play of 4 yards. And that will be close to moving the chains, but it's going to be 3rd and 1 now from the 43-yard line on the left hash.
Stopped him just in the nick of time.
By the way, making the catch that time was Cumberland's Ian Spence. 12:50 left to go in the first half. Clock stays ticking. 3rd and 1. Bluefield needs a stop here. Cumberland has been able to convert in some of these situations. Have to watch out for Luke Turner, the running back on the right side. Snap, hands off to Turner, plunges his way up across the 45 and has the first down. Looks like they're going to spot him there after a gain of 2. Moving the chains for Cumberland. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line on the left hash. They still lead 7-3 though. 12:37 left to go as the clock is stopped for the chains to move.
And he really just bulldozed his way across the line in that play, securing the first down.
So 1st and 10 for Bluefield, or rather Cumberland, at their own 45-yard line, left hash. One receiver on the far side. That's Denarius Tolliver. Snap, quick handoff on the right side to Rush, and trying to get somewhere, and he won't. They swallowed up near the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1. And making the tackle that time for Bluefield, it was Antonio Dawkins.
Number 4, Russian, the ball carrier.
So Russian, the backup quarterback. We haven't seen him take any snaps.
No, we haven't. And I think it's due in large part to this confidence that Tim Mathis has in Desmond Huntley.
So now 2nd and 8 from the middle of the field. Desmond Huntley, a redshirt senior from Mableton, Georgia, has been pretty confident today. Under center, snap, drops back, looks left. That throw is incomplete. Got to look for these little out routes here. Tyrese Henry was bulleting from the middle of the field. Almost had a good line on that one to pick it off again. Now it's going to be 3rd and 8 from the 47-yard line. 11:35 left to go in the first half. It is 7-3. Bluefield looking for a stop. Cumberland has been able to offensively work the game a tad bit better than Bluefield. 11:35 left to go, a 4-point lead for Cumberland, scoring on the 1-yard quarterback draw on that triple option. Ball spotted back of the 47. For the first time today, Huntley will operate out of the shotgun. 3 receivers on the right side. Snap to Huntley, rolling right, looking for a man, takes it himself. Juking move down the far sideline and tackled and pushed out of bounds. That was close to being a flag, but he won't have the gain good enough to move the chains. Pushed out of bounds that time by Bluefield's Logan Hinnett.
He made the hit right before he went out of bounds, and that, as you said, that was a close call.
So it'll be a gain of just about 4 or 5 yards, moving it at 3rd down marker all the way up to the 47 on the other side. They're going to give him a gain of 6. They let that little ticker keep moving. But now back to punt. It'll be Garcia for Cumberland. And Tyrese Henry will try to receive the punt for Bluefield as Cumberland sends out their punt team. 11:08 and ticking in the second quarter. Snap is good to Garcia. Swing of the leg. Ball is booted in the air. Knuckleballing all the way to the 15. Henry catches, cuts right now. Back up the middle across the 20. Bumps up across the 25-yard line and tackled at the 26 by Kevin McKenzie for Cumberland. And that'll start a brand new set of downs for the Bluefield College Rams with 10:52 left to go in the second quarter.
Henry did a really good job making something out of nothing on that play with the cut as he crossed the 20-yard line, I think.
Now 1st and 10 for Bluefield at their own 26-yard line. Thanks for tuning in here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. All of the home games will be on video, and then you can catch us on audio-only calls on the away games. Kason Witt back of the shotgun. Martin beside him, 3 receivers out left. Snap, drops back. Under pressure and swallowed up at the 20-yard line. The ends were coming in, and it looked like that was Jarvis Duff able to make the initial hit that time, joined by Billingsley on the right side. It's going to be a loss of 6 for Bluefield. It's 2nd and 16 all the way back to the 20-yard line.
Witt had time. He just didn't have any receivers open, and it costed him.
That extra push is going to be needed from the freshman set of offensive linemen. Once again in the gun, 2 receivers on the right side. Alex Martin beside him. Snap, drops back, looking left, moves up in the pocket. Now he'll draw it himself, spins across the 25, and he'll get up to about where Bluefield started this. Tackled at the 27-yard line by Jace Capps, the linebacker for Cumberland. So now to be 3rd down for Bluefield and long, just about 9 yards. A fresh set of downs will constitute up at the 36-yard line. They're now operating back at their own 26, or 27 rather. Rams looking to convert this. Kason Witt in the gun. Martin beside him. Snap, drops back. Fires near sideline, diving to try to make the catch, Alex Martin, but he slipped up and couldn't make the catch, so likely to be a 3-and-out for Bluefield. Another disappointing possession.
Just a low throw on that from Kason Witt. He did a great job on the play before, making it 3rd and manageable, but really missed the target on that last throw.
4th and 9 for Bluefield at the 27-yard line. Back to receive this one will be Ian Hafner, and Drake Presley will try to get this punt off for Bluefield. Adam Casto, once again, the long snapper. He had a bit of a high snap the last time. Presley back near his own 12-yard line. Waiting for it here. 9:43 left to go in the first half. Snap right to Presley. Punt is blocked. Loose ball picked up by Bluefield. Nowhere to go, and they're dropped all the way back in their own red zone at the 18-yard line. What a block there for Cumberland. And then for Bluefield, the only man to try to save it was Matthew Mullins, and the big boy couldn't go anywhere. So another big mess up that time for the Rams.
And the Phoenix have been pressuring the punter on every punt, it seems, in this first half.
Tough one for the Rams. 7-3 the score in the second quarter. And now Cumberland looking to go up by 2 scores here, now operating in the Bluefield College red zone. From the left hash, Russian is the running back, and the receiver on the right side is Bryson. Snap, pitch out wide on the side to Johnson, looking for a block, cuts across the 15, 10, pushed up towards the 5-yard line. A solid gain there of 15 yards. It'll be 1st and goal for Cumberland. Finally getting the tackle for Bluefield, Isaiah Fenner, the cornerback from the 7-5-7. Bluefield just looks slow right now, Josh, and it doesn't look like they were ready for this game initially.
Well, as we thought coming into this with the triple option, there's been a lot of motion on the offensive side of the ball, and it's taking a minute for Bluefield to adjust to the play.
Now 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Huntley under center. Snap, hands off left side. Rucker plunging his way across the goal line. Touchdown. So a 5-yard rush for the redshirt junior from Memphis, Tennessee. He only scored 2 touchdowns last year, and that was his first one in the first game of the season. It is now 13-3 in favor of the Phoenix.
He really just bulldozed himself across the goal line. There was one man to beat, and he did it.
So now Bluefield, in a game where they thought they could come in and try to make something against a young defense, have been really tested by a veteran offense. Kick is away and good from Ian Spence. It is 14-3 in favor of the Phoenix. We'll take another break here. 9:05 left to go in the first quarter here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 5-yard touchdown from Telvin Rucker makes it 14-3 in favor of the Cumberland Phoenix. And now back to kick once again. It will be Hafner for the Cumberland Phoenix, Bailey Angle, and Joshua Sawyers. It hasn't been a great look for the Bluefield College Rams. A lot of holes in that young defense, at least on the front. Now back to receive for Bluefield. It will be Jeff Hughes and Malik Brown. Hughes on the near side and Brown on the far side. Kick is away high in the air on the left side. Hughes steps up to receive and catches it from his own 18. Now cuts back up the middle across the 20. Looks for blocks across the 25 and wrestled down near the 27-yard line by Champ Ledden for the Cumberland Phoenix. That's where Bluefield will start out here with 8:58 left to go in the second quarter. Well, we take a look at that last drive for the Cumberland Phoenix, Josh. And it was so quick. Just a couple of plays after the punt block. It really was going to be tough for Bluefield to make any sort of stop.
Well, I really think last season, Bluefield's secondary, very skilled, a lot coming back. But the Phoenix are really exploiting the young defensive line for Bluefield College.
You also have to look at the young defense for Cumberland. They don't have many guys coming back. Tyler Tate, really the only linebacker for the Cumberland Phoenix, and he hasn't made that much noise today. Now Bluefield operating in the shotgun 1st and 10 from their own 27. Brown goes out as the slot receiver. Witt fires over the middle, almost intercepted. Pass intended to Antonio Strickland, and Kevin McKenzie almost had the pick that time, so it'll be 2nd and 10, and Kaysen Witt will get a breather.
McKenzie jumped that route and had the ball in his hands. Kaysen's really lucky that that wasn't picked off.
Has to rely on his offensive line for a little bit more time to see a play develop like that. Now back at the left hash again, 2nd and 10 from their own 27-yard line. 14-3 the score. High snap, hands off Brown, straight up the middle and swallowed up by Aaron White, the defensive tackle for Cumberland. Ball popped loose there at the end. It looked like Brown was down, and a small gain all the way up to the 29-yard line. Be a gain of 2, now 3rd and 8 for Bluefield with 8:37 left to go in the first half. Just in the second quarter, Rams down by 11. We have seen them come back by larger deficits than this. St. Andrews, they were down by 17 at one point and won that game. 3rd and 8 though, snap to Witt, 3 receivers out, White right, and dumps it off left side. Brown has the first down and more, shuffles near the 40 and pushed out of bounds by John Carruthers. Solid gain for Bluefield all the way up to the 40, and Bluefield will have a 1st and 10.
Bluefield's defense may be looking slow, but Malik Brown definitely isn't. Had great burst on that play and accelerated down the field at a good rate.
Now at the 41-yard line, 8:13 and counting. Rams down by 11. Couple of touchdowns for Cumberland have plagued Bluefield. 3 receivers on the near side. Snap to Witt, drops back, moves up and sacked. Down at the 37-yard line, a loss of 4. And on the sack coming in, the defensive ends for Cumberland. That was actually Tyler Tate, the linebacker, coming in on the blitz and making Kaysen Witt pay for a loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 13.
The Rams are trying to make a throw downfield, but Kaysen just doesn't have enough time to get the ball to the receivers.
2nd down and 13.
Rather, it will be a loss of 3. 2nd down and 13 from the 38. Snap a handoff straight up the middle to Brown. Wrestles his way up across the 40 and tackled at the 41 by the linebacking core. Jarvis Ruff, the defensive end, putting on the finishing touches.
For 5, Brown, the ball carrier.
So it'll be a gain of 3 yards. 3rd and 10 from the 41-yard line. Rams down by 11. This is 14-3, 7:12 left to go on the left hash. 3 receivers on the right side. Kaysen Witt in the shotgun. Snap, drops back, rolling right, under pressure, fires, tipped in the air. Brown laid out after he went up to catch it. That was a bit late. And no flag coming down. Laying the wood that time was Kevin McKenzie. And Bluefield will have to punt it here. 4th and 10 from their own 41.
And again, the defense from the Phoenix is getting in the backfield at a really fast rate, and they're getting fired up on the sideline on the far side.
They absolutely are, and Cumberland, they've just had all the answers today. Bluefield has not had any chances to get this game going. From the 41-yard line now, 7:01 left to go in the first half. Rams down 14-3. Once again, back to receive this punt will be Ian Hafner. Drake Presley back to punt near his own 26-yard line. looking for a good snap. He does get one. Presley sends this one on a line drive, spiraling all the way back to the 10. Caught there by Hafner, looking for room to run. Gets a block and wrestled down by Seltz at the 15. A small gain, or rather, that was Sean Kolb, the linebacker, on the special teams play. Able to make the tackle. It'll be 1st and 10 for Cumberland with 6:51 left to go in the second quarter. 14-3 the score. Cumberland has scored on their last 2 drives.
And now that we finally get to see it, that was a great punt on the leg of Presley and a great tackle by Kolb inside the 20.
And trying to coffin kick him. Brings it all the way back to the 16-yard line. Huntley once again operating under center. Rucker, the running back, behind him. 2 receivers on the left side. Snap, hands it off to Rucker, looks for a block, shuffles across the 20 and dropped near the 22-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. And once again, it looks like Kolb got in the mix of making that tackle. It'll be 2nd and 5.
The running back sneaking right behind his offensive lineman into the second level of the defense for the Rams.
We're going to call it a gain of 6, actually. 2nd and 4 from the 22. Now a lull in the action. Clock is ticked down to 6:24. You got to believe that Cumberland isn't trying to rush to run up a certain score. Huntley under center brings Johnson in motion. Delayed handoff to Rucker. Has the first down across the 35, or rather the 25, and goes up towards the 28-yard line. Solid gain of 1st and 10 for Cumberland. That'll move the chains.
I really do think the Phoenix acknowledge that their defense is young this season, and they're really trying to keep them off the field and run some time off the clock here.
That'll be 1st and 10 after a gain of 6. Moving the chains, 14-3 the score. Cumberland on top. A couple of goal line plays scored on the last time by Telvin Rucker, a 5-yard gain, and then Huntley, the first touchdown of the ball game early on. 5:55 left to go in the first half, and they are letting the clock tick at the 28-yard line now. Once again, under center from the right hash. Brings a man in motion. Snap, fakes the pitch, rolls out right, dumps it to Rucker. Caught at the 35 and wrestling his way up to the 40 after the tackle was made by Jonathan Green for Bluefield. That will be a solid gain for them of nearly 13 yards. That'll move the chains for Cumberland. 1st and 10 from the 40.
And the clock will continue to tick. It looked like he got down in bounds.
It was brought down in bounds. 5.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Letting the clock tick down on the right hash. Haley Engel and Josh Sawyers, we're glad to have you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's been a tough one to watch for the Rams so far. Huntley climbs under center. Nobody on the wide end of the field, bringing a man in motion right to left. Pitches out right, and now looking for room to run. Immediately brought down Kinley North. Antonio Dawkins, as well as Logan Hinnett making the tackle on the play. Just a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 now on the left hash.
That was a really good job wrapping up on that tackle and not letting North get anywhere down the field where his eyes were looking.
Ball spotted now at the 43-yard line. 2nd and 7, 4:59 left to go from the left hash. And now the officials calling time to make sure some sort of substitution is done here. Going off of the field will be Bryson. He's going to be replaced by Ian Hafner.
There looks to be some confusion on that Cumberland sideline.
2nd and 7, clock resumes now, 4:57 and counting. Have to get the ball up to the even 50-yard line. From the left hash, Huntley climbing under center, 2 receivers on the right, brings Johnson in motion. Snap, handoff to Rucker, breaks a tackle, does another one, nearly up towards the first down yardage, and it looks like he might be able to move the chains on a gain of 10, moving up to the 50, and that's what will happen. First down after a 10-yard rush by Rucker after he was stripped up by DeMarcus Wimbush. They're doing whatever they want in the run game.
Yeah, they're really moving the ball down the field, sprinkling in some long plays, but for the majority, just getting down the field on those short runs.
14-3 is the score in favor of Cumberland. Now climbing up once again at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Phoenix. Under center goes Huntley. Snap, hands off right side to Turner. He's barreled down on a small gain. DeMarcus Wimbush throwing in the shoulder. And the returning freshman of the year in the Appalachian Division able to make the tackle. The sophomore from Tunstall High School in Danville, Virginia.
Turner, the ball carrier.
I think it's
Second down and 9.
I think it's really important for the Rams defense here to hold the Phoenix to 14 in this first half.
14-3 the score, and you're right. It has not been a picturesque half for Bluefield College football, but they have been able to wake up in the second half before. Huntley under center on the right side, 4 men in line of scrimmage. Snap, handoff left side. Turner barreling his way across the 45 and up to the 44. Tackled on the play by Devin Jackson. And now it'll be 3rd down and 4 on the gain of 6. Clock ticking, under 3.5 minutes left to go. We're in the second quarter, 14-3 in favor of the Cumberland Phoenix. Huntley climbing under center. And behind him is Turner. 2 receivers bunched out on the right side as on the left. Snap to Huntley, quick drop back, throws on the left side, caught by Bryson and bumped out of bounds by Dawkins. That's close to first down yardage near the 41. Have to see if they move the chains. They might measure here. Huntley, the quarterback, pointing for a first down. You know what he wants. And they will call it a 4th down. So a big stop coming up for Bluefield if they're able to do it here.
Cumberland really looking to score before the end of the half and put themselves up.
Opponents were able to convert 4th downs 38% of the time against the Rams defense last year. Have to see if they can make it here. 4th and inches from the 40. Snap, Huntley, hands off left side, tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. That's Logan Hinnett for Bluefield, and the Rams get the ball back. What a swing, Josh.
He was going nowhere, eaten up in the backfield before the play even got started.
Joseph Russian had nowhere to go, and instead of Cumberland going deeper into Bluefield territory to close out the first half, Rams get it back with 2:21 left to go at their own 42-yard line.
Bluefield now has an opportunity to make this game a completely different game.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Snap to Witt, drops back, looks down the middle, throws up a prayer to Strickland, incomplete. Oh, he had him open, just overthrew the wide receiver from Georgia, and now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Bluefield.
And you can sort of feel it in the air. The fans are starting to get into this game, especially with that last stop by the Rams on 4th down.
After that last stop, the Rams now looking to put a touchdown on the board. They will get the ball in the second half. They won the toss and deferred. Witt in the gun from the right hash. 2nd down and 10 from his own 42-yard line, down by 11. Man in motion, hands it off to Hughes near sideline on an end around. Cuts near the sideline, can't get out of bounds. Clock will keep rolling, but it's a small gain of 4. Tripped up on the play by Terry Tiller, the defensive back.
And they have been using Hughes a lot in the running attack early here in the game.
Now 3rd and 7. Strickland taken out of the game. The officials wanted Strickland to adjust something with his cleats. Didn't let him go back in. Kason Witt operating on 3rd and 7 from his own 45. Snap, rolling left, under pressure, fires far sideline. It's caught for the first down. Making the catch for Bluefield. Looks like that's Quincy Mock with his first collegiate catch. Tamarcus Bryant able to push him out of bounds, but that'll move the chains for the Rams.
And that was great accuracy on the run from Kason Witt.
Result of the play is Bluefield College 1st down.
So it's a first down for Bluefield. Now at the 46-yard line. 2 receivers on the right side, down by 11. Snap to Witt, drops back, fires right, incomplete. Martin smacked in the backfield, but a flag coming, and this is going to be targeting on Kevin McKenzie. We saw him do it already to Malik Brown earlier on in the game, and McKenzie now will have to be punished for that one. That's going to move the Rams even closer to the end zone.
And there was some exchanging of words on the field from the Rams and the Phoenix.
Antonio Strickland, the wide receiver, his sophomore, sometimes gets himself into that sort of situation, talking with the defense on the other side. Well, they're talking with a Whitecap here, trying to see if this will be enough to be a 15-yard penalty. It looked like it was a bit of a dirty play, if I do say so myself.
And this is one of those types of penalties that the NAIA really likes to take seriously.
Yeah, absolutely, because if Alex Martin gets smacked like that and gets hurt, then you're looking at maybe a suspension for Kevin McKenzie. I also have to wonder if they're going to call it a targeting if he was launching at the head, and it could eject Kevin McKenzie from the game, and that would be also a gigantic swing.
Ejecting McKenzie from this already young defensive.
And that's exactly what happens. Kevin McKenzie ejected from the game, a huge swing. So you already have the 4th down not being converted for Cumberland, a break for Bluefield, and now one of the better linebackers taken out of the game.
And you have this young defense for the Phoenix, and they just lost McKenzie. That's not looking good on that side of the ball.
14-3 the score, 1:31 left to go in the first half. Rams down by 11. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. 15-yard gain. 3 receivers on the left side on the wide end of the field. Snap to Witt. Delayed handoff to Martin, on his feet, trucking across the 30, still on his feet, wrestling. Nobody's going to tackle him, but they're going to call the play dead up at the 28-yard line. Small gain for Bluefield. It'll be a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for Bluefield with 1:15 left to go. Rams do have 3 timeouts left. You got to wonder when they're going to start taking them.
And Martin fought for every inch he earned on that play.
Now from the 28, 1:05 left to go. Snap to Witt, looking left, steps up, throws for the end zone right side. Strickland jumps and can't make the catch. That was a good play on the corner. Able to jump up in the air that time. Looks like that was Terry Tiller jumping up and swatting it away. The transfer from East Tennessee State led the team in interceptions last season, and now with maybe the defensive play of the game.
Strickland not being able to make that catch, but that's the exact situation that they want him in. Lob it up, and he will go get it in the end zone.
So now 3rd and 8 for Bluefield from the 28-yard line. 59 seconds left to go in the first half, down by 11. Snap to Witt. Looking down the middle, steps up on the left side, fires it left side, caught by Martin at the 20, crosses the 15, and barrels his way close to being out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Tamarcus Bryant. And that will be a red zone play for the Rams, moving up towards the 18. 1st and 10 for Bluefield, and a timeout called by the Rams. So now you see for Bluefield finally starting to catch some breaks right before the first half ends. And you have to wonder what play they're going to go with here, Josh.
And on that last play, Kason Witt thought he was running out of time. The defense was on him, but he finds Martin with open field in front of him. Makes the smart play to decide.
If you're just now joining us, a big targeting play or targeting penalty called moments ago, ejecting Kevin McKenzie from the game for the Cumberland Phoenix. And that took that linebacker who had already made a few amount of tackles out of the game. So that pushed Bluefield deeper in towards the red zone, and now finally in the red zone where Alex Martin was able to make the catch across the body on a throw by Kason Witt. Now 1st and 10 for Bluefield.
It's not often that you see Martin catching the ball on the side, but there was so much open space in front of him. Witt just couldn't resist.
Look out for Alex Martin in short yardage situations. Already, the only score today was from Tanner Griffith. That was a 48-yard absolute boot from the sophomore kicker. So they are in a situation where they could kick for 3, but you know that Dewey Lusk is not looking for that here, as well as the first-year coach for the Rams, Mike Ketchum. 1st and 10 for Bluefield on the left hash at the 12-yard line. In the gun, snap to Witt. Hands it off right side. Brown way behind looking for a block. He'll get it. Rather, that's Hughes at the 5. Juking move upended near the 4-yard line by Terry Tiller. And that is a close play to being a first down on the end around. What a block on the near side and a timeout called. It'll be 2nd down and short from the 4.
And he got a huge block on that play. And like I said earlier, one touchdown could completely shift the momentum of this game.
So 14-3 the score, 34 seconds left to go in the first half. Phoenix have scored a couple of touchdowns. Rams' only score was from Tanner Griffith. Rams looking for a way to score here after the timeout was called. They only have one more remaining in this first half of play. This is all stemming from the 4th down and inches, Josh, back at the 40-yard line. They're in Bluefield territory. Huntley hands it off left side to Russian and tripped up in the backfield. Logan Hinnett was there and absolutely gobbled up the ball carrier. So a couple of big plays swinging towards Bluefield. That's one of them, as well as the ejection call.
And this will be a big play for the Rams. I think you got to give it to Martin here. Either give it to Martin or run a fade in the end zone with Strickland.
Well, they do have second down and 2 from the 4-yard line. Ball spotted on the right hash.
Ram fans want to keep up
right back in to the game goes Kason Witt. Alex Martin joining him. We haven't seen Malik Brown in these short yardage situations, and you don't really expect him to. 2 receivers on the left side. It's Patron and Strickland. In the gun. Snap to Witt. Hands off Martin. Right up the middle. Keeps it himself. Barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bluefield.
That was a great fake by Kason Witt. Had the entire defense looking the other direction.
Kason Witt, a 4-yard carry, his first touchdown of the season, and the Rams are on the board with a touchdown, their first of 2018, 14-9, and now an extra point away from getting within 4 yards or 4 points. Tanner Griffith out for the PAT. Right the holder. Casto the long snapper. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is away. And it splits the uprights. Good drive for Bluefield, catching those breaks. And the Rams are on the board. It is 14-10. Bluefield down by 4 with just 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Brown in to kick for Bluefield. Just 30 seconds remaining after the 4-yard carry from Kason Witt puts the Rams on the board. Kick is up and tumbling all the way back towards the 5-yard line. Caught there by Kendall Johnson. Crosses the 20-yard line, gets a block now to the 30 and wrestles his way up towards the 34-yard line on a 30-yard return. Eventually ended that time by Josh Taylor for Bluefield. And Cumberland will get it with 25 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
And what really impressed me about Kason Witt on the scoring play, a lot of quarterbacks, you see them when they leave the pocket, they go down as soon as they see a defender. Kason Witt made that extra effort to make his way into the end zone.
Well, he had only one man to beat. A solid fake to Alex Martin. The entire defense trying to swallow up the running back from Dobson, North Carolina. Out the 34-yard line. 14-10, Cumberland leading by 4. Desmond Huntley under center. Brings a man in motion. Snap, hands off left side, and Sean Kolb automatically there to bring down the running back for no gain. On the carry, looks like it was Kimley North. And after the small gain, it will be second down and long with the clock continuing to tick. And it looks like that will be the last play of the first half here at Mitchell Stadium. Rams down 14-10, but they get the ball back to start out the third quarter. We're going to take a break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. You're watching and listening to Rams football here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Halftime report. Glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. First game of the season for the Bluefield College Rams, now down 14-10 to the Cumberland Phoenix. Take a look at these stats, Josh, and the main one that pops out here, time of possession for Cumberland. They have controlled the ball today. 18 minutes, 7 seconds. They've held the ball for nearly 8 minutes more than the Rams, who have held the ball for 11 minutes and 53 seconds.
And like I said, the Phoenix are really more comfortable keeping their offense on the field rather than their defense. So look for that to be a strategy going down the stretch in this game.
Only touchdown of the ball game for Bluefield. Kaysen Witt on a quarterback draw going out on the right side. That was probably one of his better reads of the game. He has 16 rushing yards in this one, but also dropped all the way back down after a couple of sacks to just 8, leading the rushing attack for Bluefield. Malik Brown with 33 yards on his own. No touchdowns, of course. Jeff Hughes, he's actually getting in the mix of it with those end rounds. We didn't expect that as much.
He's getting a lot of carries on the ground. I think he had 2 carries on the ground?
He had 3 carries for 16 yards. And then down for the receiving side of things, Kaysen Witt, by the way, before we get to that, 8 of 15, 91 yards passing. He has dropped back a lot. Sacked twice in this game by this Cumberland defense, who has been pretty solid on the other end of the ball. And for Bluefield, they have had their receivers, and the ones we expected to step up so far have, especially in Charles Black.
And Bluefield is trying to throw the ball down the field, but Kaysen Witt really doesn't have much time. It's going to take a lot more experience and a lot more games for this offensive line to really pull together, I think.
On the other side for the Cumberland University Phoenix, Desmond Huntley, he's been sharp, a guy that has not really dropped back as much, or we didn't really expect to drop back as much, has gone 8 of 11 today for 107 yards, a 34-yard pass at one point in this game. And leading the rushing attack for them has actually been Telvin Rucker when we thought it was going to be the quarterback. The running back today, 7 attempts, 31 yards of work for him, and a touchdown.
And Huntley is not throwing the ball incredibly much, but what he is throwing, he's completing. As you mentioned, he already has over 100 yards, which may have been due to that really long pass down the field, but he's been very efficient passing the ball today.
On the Bluefield defensive end, leading the tackling, Logan Hinnett. And we have to talk about him because that 1 4th down play that he had right before the end of the first half, that just changed the swing of the game. And if he doesn't get that tackle there, Cumberland has a 1st and 10 and really a chance to make this one unreachable going into halftime. But instead, dropping the running back and Joseph Russian in the backfield. Bluefield gets it at their own 40, drives all the way down the field, and ends up scoring to make it a 4-point game.
And this one play may be credited as the reason that Bluefield wins if they come out of Mitchell with the win today. This may be one of the big reasons that they would get the W.
Also have to talk about what happened on the defensive end for Cumberland on a play throwing out to the right to Alex Martin. It was incomplete, a little too high on the throw from Kaysen Witt, but after the play was really over, or rather, when it was tipped up in the air, the ball was still going away. Kevin McKenzie came in, launched at the head of Alex Martin, and he was ejected out of the game. So the first-year player for the Cumberland Phoenix, the redshirt junior, already has been yanked out of the game in his first game.
And the Phoenix aren't very deep on the defensive side of the ball. It'll be interesting to see how they can replace McKenzie going in on this game.
Well, Cumberland will come out as the defense in the next half of play. Bluefield will receive the kickoff as they won the kickoff, or rather the coin toss at the beginning of the game, and deferred. 14-10 here at half, 6.5 minutes before we start out the third quarter. Opening game of the season here in the Mid-South Conference between the Bluefield College Rams and the Cumberland Phoenix. You're watching and listening to Bluefield College football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Almost ready for the start of the second half here at Mitchell Stadium. First game of the season for the Bluefield College Rams as they are down 14-10, but scoring right before halftime on the feet of Kaysen Witt on a 4-yard draw play on the right side, and the Rams will get the ball back to start out the second half. So, Josh, you saw Bluefield, their first half of play here in the 2018 season. What do you think the keys are to make sure they can get the W in the second half?
Well, I think the biggest key for the Rams in this game, their secondary is playing great in this game, but really locking down on the defensive front and managing this triple option is going to be the biggest key for them in the second half.
So they will get the ball, and it looks like Tyrese Henry and Antonio Dawkins are going to be the kick returners for Bluefield. A switch up from the beginning when we saw Malik Brown and Jeff Hughes doing it. So now the secondary back, Tyrese Henry on the near side and Antonio Dawkins on the far side, the senior from Shelby, North Carolina, joined by the redshirt junior from Alexandria, Virginia. Back to kick it will be Ian Spence going left to right, sends it high in the air, and we are underway here in the third quarter. Caught at the 10 by Dawkins, cutting towards the near side now, crosses the 15, now going backwards and wrestled down at the 12-yard line, but a flag coming in. That was Champ Ledden, and it looks like he got a little bit of face mask action there on that tackle.
And more flags coming out now.
Dawkins.
So flags after the play. We have seen a bit of a chippy ball game at times. By the way, 14-10. Bailey Engel and Josh Sawyers, glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Flags after the play, and if these go against Bluefield, which it looks like by the reaction of Dino Kaklis towards his own player and Quinton Wynn, that this one might be coming back against Bluefield as well. So that is another time where the Rams have shot themselves in the foot, Josh, is the fact that they get the blatant face mask, and then 5 seconds later, a late hit coming in.
And now it looks like the entire Rams team is huddling up in one big group on the sideline.
Well, the Rams just have to keep their head. And Rod White, the defensive backs coach, he has always been one of the more vocal coaches for Bluefield. And really, since he is a bit of a younger coach, can connect with them on a social level as far as just telling them when they messed up. And that time it looks like they really did if this goes against them. So I have to see what the white cap says. Right now it stands 1st and 10 for Bluefield near the 25-yard line. And here's the call from the referee.
After the play is over, unfortunately, on the 24 on the kicking team, unfortunately, conduct number 41 on the receiving team, and number 38 on the receiving team. Both teams were offset. That will be for the first unfortunate conduct of the game.
So on the initial play, it looks like there was a face mask on Cumberland, and then right after that, got a bit chippy between Bluefield's Otto Akutka, and now it says those penalties offset on the after the play. So I have to see where they spot the ball here, Josh, because it looks like from where the tackle was made all the way back towards the 12-yard line, they're going to move it 15 yards after that.
And you're right about the teams being chippy. It looks very apparent at this point that these teams are not getting along on the field right now.
Can't expect it. These guys have just been waiting to hit somebody else in a different jersey.
Ball will be spotted at the 27-yard line.
And now they finally have a chance to do it.
First down.
So now the ball spotted at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bluefield after that movie-long discussion about the penalties. Kaysen Witt in the gun. Running back to his right is Malik Brown. 3 receivers on the wide end of the field from the left hash. Jumping is Duff, drops back to pass. Witt hangs it on the near sideline looking for Patron and overthrows him up towards the 45-yard line, but a flag coming down. This looks like it might be an offsides call on the defensive end, Jarvis Ruff.
And it did look like the receiver was stumbling down the sideline, which made it where he couldn't catch the pass.
Tried to hang up a big fade that time, but Ruff was clapping. So this one also up for debate once again. Have to see what they call here. So an illegal movement in the backfield. So he lined up wrong, it seems. Confusing call that time. Either way, it's declined. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Bluefield from their own 27-yard line. 14-10 the score. Cumberland leading. We're in the just second play of the third quarter. Cason Witt in the gun. 2 receivers on either side. Snap to him, drops back, steps up, hangs it over the middle, tripped up Strickland. That pass is incomplete. It'll be a pass interference. Strickland was wide open, and making the trip up that time was Terry Tiller. So Strickland might have made a break towards that ball, Josh, and he was just caught at the shoestrings. That's going to give Bluefield a chance to get a first down.
Yeah, it looked like Strickland was going to beat the secondary, but tripped up right before he could make the catch.
So a 15-yard penalty. That's going to bring the Rams close to the 43-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Bluefield. And rather, that's going to move it to the 42. So 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 42. 14-42. Every play here in the second half has gone with a penalty. 3 receivers on the right side. Brown lining up behind Cason Witt. Snap. Hands it off to Brown, stutter step across the line of scrimmage, and Jarvis Ruff came in off the end to trip him up for a short gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Bluefield from their own 43-yard line.
And going back to that pass interference on Strickland, they may have moved the ball up 15 yards, but I'm sure he would love to have that catch back.
Cason Witt in the gun, 2 receivers on the right side and the left. Snap, hands it off and an end around to Hughes, going left to right, cuts and almost lost the ball, stumbling for a yard loss. Able to get in the backfield was Terry Tiller. We've been calling his name a lot, the cornerback. So Bluefield trying to go left to right on the field. They couldn't get anything, though. Won't be a gain or a loss. It'll be right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9 for Bluefield from their own 43-yard line. Down by 4. It's 14-10. 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the short end of the field. Snap on the right hash, rolling left. Witt looking for a man. Pump fake, fires near sideline. It's caught by Black in Cumberland territory and smashed out of bounds by Tony Bennett. First down for Bluefield, and Charles Black with another catch here in this first game of the season. That's his 3rd catch and now has over 40 yards receiving.
Reminiscent of last season, Charles Black really making an impact here late in this game.
So 1st and 10 for Bluefield from the Cumberland 40-yard line. Cason Witt looking on the near side to Dewey Lusk for the call. Malik Brown on his left as the tailback. 1st and 10 from the 40. Man in motion. Snap. Hands it off to Brown. Now keeps it himself on a draw. And on the keeper, he'll get up towards the 39 for a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And Bluefield starting to look like Cumberland's offense, using fakes and running with the quarterback.
Going with a read option that time. Cason Witt trying to read off of what he can see, looking for that delayed handoff. 2 receivers on either side from the middle of the field. 3rd down, or rather 2nd down and 9. Snap to Witt, drops back, throws right side. It was deflected in the air, and that looked like it was going to be at least a gain of 5 if he gets that pass off to Malik Brown, but it was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Brown had room. The ball just didn't make its way into his hands.
So now 3rd down and 9 for Bluefield. From the 39-yard line, 12:54 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They're down by 4. It's 14-10. Rams looking for a chance to get into the red zone. Lining up with the shotgun. 3 receivers on the right side. Witt in the gun. Snap, drops back, rolling right, under pressure. Pump fake, fires far sideline, incomplete. Intended for Antonio Strickland, curling out towards the 30-yard line on the far end of the field. And it's going to be 4th and 9 for Bluefield from the 39-yard line. Have to wonder if they bring in Drake Presley to try to pin down Cumberland here, and they will.
They didn't get the first down on that play, but it's a good strategy by Coach Ketchum using the bootleg to kind of alleviate some of this pressure from the Phoenix defense.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go that time, though. Antonio Strickland just wasn't as open. Not the best throw from Cason Witt. So back to receive this one, it'll be Ian Hafner. Presley with his toes back at the 46. Good snap, swing of the leg, kick is high in the air, tumbling out towards the 14. Fair catch, and that's where Cumberland will start out here in the 3rd quarter. 12:43 left to go. 14-10, Cumberland on top. Looking for a way to try to get into the end zone once again. They have scored twice today on pretty quick drives. Josh, we saw the 1 quarterback keeper from Desmond Huntley. That was 1 yard. And then Telvin Rucker scoring from 6 yards out on a 1st and goal play.
The majority of their game is moving slowly down the field, but there are some very long plays in the playbook for the Phoenix.
So 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Huntley under center once again. Rucker right behind him. Snap, Hands off to Rucker, almost swallowed up by Hall, breaks the tackle, tries to go left, and Bluefield was having absolutely none of that. Ball came loose there at the end. Logan Hennett was trying to scoop and score. But on the edge, it looked like Tyrese Henry was able to bring some pressure, and now Bluefield able to keep it at a 10-yard deficit from the first down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That was a good job by Henry, eliminating that second chance before it even got started.
So 2nd and down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Huntley once again under center. We've only seen him go out of the shotgun one time today. Rucker, the setback behind him. 4 men on the line of scrimmage. Snap, drops back, looks right, fires over there to Tolliver, and wrestled down by Antonio Dawkins up near the 19-yard line, a gain of 4. And Dawkins, that senior from Shelby, North Carolina, he's a guy with a ton of confidence. And for Bluefield to make a run in the Mid-South Conference this year, Dawkins will need to step up.
And that was a nice tackle by Dawkins, and there was hardly anyone behind him. So if he breaks that, who knows how far he could go.
We're going to spot it at the 20, so it will be a gain of 5. 3rd and 5. Huntley once again under center. They have to get it up to the 25-yard line. Back in their own red zone. Drops back under pressure, rolling right, throws a pass near sideline. It's caught up at the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 25 and actually going to push it up to the 47. So that is a gain of 27. Caught on the play by Denarius Tolliver. He led the team with 24 receptions a season ago, and now already 2 in the second half. Tolliver with just 2 receptions in this game.
And it looks like the Phoenix are hurrying to get back to the ball.
So 1st and 10. That was a big conversion. 3rd and 5, and they go with a fade. 11:09 left to go in the third quarter. 14-10, Cumberland leads. Bringing a man in motion, pitches out left to the ball carrier. Looking for blocks, cuts across the 50 and stumbles into Bluefield territory at the 48-yard line. Tripping up on the play, Isaiah Fenner. And on the ball carry, that was Jawan Gray.
And going back to the last play, like we said, Desmond Huntley doesn't throw the ball often, but when he does, he's very efficient.
So a gain of 5 now in Bluefield territory. Under 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter. It is 14-10 in favor of the Cumberland Phoenix. At the 48-yard line, Huntley climbs under center, left hash. Turner behind him. Man in motion, hands off Turner, right side, barreling his way close to a first down and stumbling all the way up to the 43-yard line. Finally making the tackle for Bluefield was Michael Everett, the returning linebacker, and that will be enough to move the chains. Solid gain for Cumberland, and that 3rd down conversion coming back to haunt Bluefield. So 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Have to get it up to the Bluefield 33, now in Rams territory, leading by 4. It's 14-10 in favor of Cumberland. Under center from the left hash, man in motion left to right. Drops back, Huntley looks down the field, fires on the right side, looking for Tolliver. He laid out and couldn't make the catch.
Just a little bit overthrown by Huntley. Tolliver had open field in front of him, just couldn't catch up to the ball.
Well, Denarius Tolliver all but a touchdown there if he's able to make that catch on his feet. But he had the man beat. Tyrese Henry and Devin Jackson, the 2 safeties, could really not help that time. But it'll be 2nd and 10. Bluefield catching a break at their own 43-yard line. Cumberland in Bluefield territory. 10:02 left to go, leading by 4. It's 14-10. Huntley once again climbing up under center. The redshirt senior from Mableton, Georgia. Snap and a handoff on the left side. Turner running straight up, and he is wrestled down. That was on the tackle for Bluefield, DeMarcus Wimbush. He saw that play from about 5 years ago, it seemed like. And now it was no gain. So now 3rd and 10 from the 43-yard line. Big conversion coming up for Cumberland.
Wimbush with that instinct, making his way to the ball every time. He's always in the vicinity of the tackle, whether he gets it or not.
At the 43-yard line, Huntley, 3rd and 10 for Cumberland. Snap, rolling right on a quarterback keeper, nowhere to go, stutter step, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. DeMarcus Wimbush laying the finishing touches, but he stood up. Now a flag after the play. There's a bit of a scrum in the pile, and if you're Bluefield, you better hope that this one's not going against you. Wimbush came and stood up the quarterback. There was an absolutely dead play. And with 9:16 left to go in the third quarter, a huge penalty call here coming up from the referees.
Looks like they're going to talk about it a little bit before they make this call.
Yeah, absolutely. with a play with so much riding on it just like this. It is 14-10. Phoenix trying to go back up by 2 scores here in the opening game of the year. Cumberland has never lost to Bluefield. 4-0 against the Bluefield College Rams this season. Really last year, the only year where it was close. Every other year by 3 scores or more. So it's a late hit called on DeMarcus Wimbush, but an unsportsmanlike conduct also being called on Cumberland. So the penalties will offset. And now he was calling for a first down. It should be a 4th down. So the referee is calling for a first down, which doesn't make any sense if they offset. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. It should be 4th down.
I believe you're right, Bailey.
It's got to be 4th down.
And that's what everyone in the stands is saying, too.
I mean, unless they know something we don't know. Right now, the marker says first down.
I don't see him talking about it either.
And they call it a 1st and 10. Well, if it offsets, I guess Cumberland gets the benefit of the doubt. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Snap to Huntley, handoff left side, and Russian has nowhere to go. Sean Kolb in the backfield. The redshirt junior from Manassas Park, Virginia, able to make the tackle in his first game back. So now 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line, under 9 minutes left to go. I am still not 100% sure what exactly happened right there.
I have no idea, Bailey. But they're rolling with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cumberland, there was no opposition for them. The team traveling from near Nashville, Tennessee. They're from Lebanon, Tennessee. And if Cumberland invigorates any sort of memory for you history buffs, back in 1916, Cumberland lost to Georgia Tech in the most lopsided college football game ever, 222-0. High snap to Huntley, rolling left, looking for a man, settles down, fires far sideline, it's caught, and galloping out of bounds is Bryson for a gain good enough for a first down. Gets to the 31, and that will be a 13-yard gain, 1st and 10 for Cumberland.
And it looks like the defensive front for the Rams is really stepping up, but it looks like the secondary is getting tired as this game winds down.
14-10, Cumberland on top, 18-18 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Rams looking for another crucial stop. And for Bluefield, you got to be wondering what happened with that penalty call. And now 1st and 10 from the 31. In Bluefield territory, Huntley in the gun now, rushing behind him. And whistles blow. Looks like someone's going to be calling a timeout. Cumberland's first timeout of the 3rd quarter, and we'll take a break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 14-10, Phoenix driving with 8 minutes flat left to go in the 3rd quarter. We're back here at the Coal Bucket, the nickname given to Mitchell Stadium. It is 14-10, Cumberland leading with 8 minutes flat left to go in the 3rd quarter. From the 31-yard line for Bluefield, snap to Huntley, hands it off left side to Russian, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Combining on the tackle, Sean Kolb and DeMarcus Wimbush. That's a good combination in the linebacking core, but they're going to need to make more plays like that if Bluefield wants to come back and win this one.
It looks like with the inexperience on the defensive line, Dino is calling in the linebackers more to attack this run game.
So now 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. Rams looking for a way to stop them here. 7.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Under center goes Huntley. Rucker, the running back. 2 receivers on the right end. Ball at the left hash. Snap, pitches right side. Blown up in the backfield Johnson on the carry, and he's brought all the way back to the 38-yard line. A loss of 7, and Sean Kolb, welcome back, a huge tackle.
And this crowd is going wild.
7:08 left to go in the third quarter, 14-10, and that makes it very interesting here.
And Kolb, like Winbush, has that instinct to go after the ball. Really a headhunter on this defense.
So Johnson had nowhere to go on the pitch. Bluefield was right there. 3rd and 15. Have to get it up to the 21-yard line. Snap, drop back. Huntley, no pressure. Fires it far sideline, and he overthrows Bryson. That was a good route ran by Marcus Bryson. And he just did not have the best pass that time from Desmond Huntley. So the big tackle from Sean Kolb gives Bluefield a chance to get the ball back on this punt. Tyrese Henry back to receive a punt from Helman Garcia.
Yeah, Bryson was open on that pass. Desmond Huntley just put a little too much mustard on that throw.
On to punt for Cumberland.
At the 36-yard line, 4th and 15, looking to Bluefield down deep in their own territory. Henry back to receive at the 10-yard line. Garcia awaiting the snap. It's a high one off his hands, back towards the 35, still rolling. Garcia picks it up, fumbles the ball. It's still loose, picked up by Bluefield, and they'll have it at the 25-yard line.
And that is exactly what Bluefield needed.
All the way back to the 25. Michael Everett looks like he flopped on it, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the ball was dead on a 4th down, and the Rams will have it deep in Cumberland territory. What a swing. They're only down by 4. It's 14-10 Cumberland, but a chance here for Bluefield to take the lead.
And it looks like the Rams have some hope down there on the sideline.
At the 25-yard line. Oh, what a terrible snap.
25-yard line is the spot.
1st and 10 for Bluefield. Alex Martin, the tailback, with Witt in the gun. 3 receivers on the right. And now the referee is calling time. And they're going to say that the offensive tackle for Bluefield, Jalen Grant, had a bad brace on his knee. So bringing in Omega Webb as the left tackle. Witt in the gun. 1st and 10 at the 25. Snap. Delayed handoff. Martin straight up the middle, chunking his way for a few yards. Linebacking core right there to get him. And it will be a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 at the 23-yard line.
Bluefield inching forward toward the end zone.
Gain of 2 on the
you got to wonder if they're going to take a shot here soon.
Yeah, they have done it a few times today. The only touchdown on the game was a rushing one from Kaysen Witt from 4 yards out. 6 minutes flat with third. We're here in the third quarter. 2nd and 8, drops back, looking right, wide open man. Alex Martin catches, stumbles at the 20, across the 15, and has the 1st down as he wrestles his way all the way up towards the 13-yard line.
Martin again making the catch, really a sneak attack from Bluefield. Cumberland really doesn't expect Martin to be open on the side.
Gain of 12 for Bluefield, 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 12-yard line. What a play for the Rams on the right hash now, down by 4. 14-10 the score. 3 receivers on the wide end of the field at the right hash. Snap to Witt, hands it off to Martin, stumbling on the left side. He couldn't spin out of the tackle that time. Right there to get him was the defensive end, Malik Trollinger.
Martin's getting a lot of action here on this drive.
So now it'll be 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of 1. 5:17 and the clock keeping on ticking. Here in the third quarter, Rams down by 4. It is 14-10. 3 receivers bunched on the right, ball spotted in the middle of the field. Snap to Witt, drops back, looking right, throws over the middle. It is incomplete. He had Jeff Hughes open, but that one was nearly picked off by John Carruthers, who went back to try to tip it in the air. And Witt will have to go back and rethink that one in the huddle. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass from Witt. They're lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Ball spotted at the 13-yard line, deep in Cumberland territory, now in the red zone. They have to get it up to the 3 for a 1st down. 3rd down and 10. Snap to Witt, rolling right, looking for a man, still looking, under pressure, and wrestled down at the 18. A huge sack by Jace Capps, who saw that play coming, and now Bluefield will bring out the kicking team.
He read the quarterback the entire way, knew he couldn't find anyone, and went for that tackle.
4th down for Bluefield, back of the 18, and after that big snap that went over the head of Helman Garcia, the punter, Bluefield doesn't get everything they want out of it, but here comes Tanner Griffith, who's 1 for 1 today from 48.
See if the Rams can pull it within 1.
And now this will be over 30 yards on the kick. Snap is down, the kick is away, and right through the uprights. Bluefield within 1. It is 14-13. 4:19 left to go in the third quarter. We're going to take a break. Rams able to score off of the bad special teams play from Cumberland, but still trail by 1. It's 14-13. Another good kick from Tanner Griffith, and the Rams are now down by 1. Ben Brown to kick it off for Bluefield, and he does. 14-13 with under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Caught on the right side by Kendall Johnson, sprints across the 20, races across the 25, and stumbles up towards the 31-yard line. On the tackle for Bluefield, it was Matthew Beaver, and that is where Cumberland's going to start. So we take a look at that last drive that Bluefield just had, Josh, and it was sparked by the bad snap. Cumberland lost the ball all the way back to the 25, but if you look at the Phoenix there, that's sort of a win for them. If they're deep, that far deep into their own territory, and the Rams only are able to score 3 points out of it.
Yeah, the Rams really started with great field position, but it looks like the Phoenix have kind of caught on to the bootleg that Bluefield is running, and also the runs up the middle from Martin. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Huntley now operating out of the shotgun. Rucker running back behind him, 2 receivers out left. On the right hash, 1st and 10 from their own 31. Snap to Huntley, keeps it himself on a draw, trying to truck on the left side, and he is tackled on the play by Rashad Jackson for Bluefield. After a small gain, it'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 34-yard line. They have to get it up to the 41. And a little pushing and shoving toward the end of that play.
3 yards on the
Already seen an ejection in this game. Kevin McKenzie taken out in the second quarter for a targeting call. Bluefield ended up scoring 7 points on that drive. Now they're only down by 1, though. Phoenix at 1 point led 14-3. The Rams have scored 10 unanswered. 2nd down and 7 from the 34. Ball spotted in the middle of the field. Rucker lining up as the running back in a 3-point stance. Snap, Huntley drops back, fires left. It's caught by Hafner. Wrestled, still on his feet and moving all the way back towards the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him forward progress of about 3 yards up towards the 37-yard line. On the tackle, it was Logan Hinnett finally bringing the wide receiver down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4 to go.
All hats to the ball in this secondary, and that's exactly what Dino preaches on this defense.
3rd and 4 from the 37. 3:06 and counting left in the third quarter. 1 point lead for Cumberland. It's 14-13. Opening game for the Rams, trying to make a defensive stop and a big win here. Huntley in the gun. Here comes the blitz. Trying to pick it up. Huntley hangs it up in the air. It is incomplete. That was a prayer that was near no one except for Tyrese Henry, who was too far away from the ball. That was just a big old arm punt that Bluefield wasn't able to catch. And now it's going to be 4th down and 4 from their own 37-yard line.
Huntley was under tremendous pressure from the Rams' defensive front. It's even a wonder he got that ball off.
Well, yeah, there was a giant blitz that time from Bluefield's Michael Everett coming right off of the end. And that nearly would have been a humongous sack. But now another punt coming up for Helman Garcia. Back to receive, it will be Tyrese Henry from his own 25. Good snap this time, right on target. Up in the air, a spiraling punt. Caught by Henry at the 30-yard line. Makes a move up the middle, crosses the 40. Still on his feet, tackled by Carruthers. And that's where they're going to stop him, right there at the 40. Good field position for Bluefield to start out here with just 2:33 left to go in the third quarter.
If Bluefield can score here, it would be reminiscent of the game from last season, but Bluefield orchestrating the comeback this year.
Let me take a look at that series history. We talked about last year, the Rams did lose 24-17. The last time Cumberland was here in Bluefield, they were able to win 59-28. That was back on September 27th, 2014. This team and program has came a long way in those 4 years. First and 10 for Bluefield from the 40. 3 receivers out right. In the gun, snap and a handoff to Brown. Hands it off right side, nowhere to go. Immediately tackled by the defensive lineman on the play. That was Aaron White. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
And the Phoenix defensive front really coming together and stopping these runs up the middle by the Rams.
3 receivers on the right, 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation for Witt. Snap to him, drops back, fires over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught by Hughes. Juki move at the 40. Now at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bluefield. 60 yards, and the Rams have taken the lead.
Really a great throw on that, great catch, sprinted down the field with an exceptional speed, and the Rams have taken the lead here and completely shifted momentum.
First lead for the Rams, and we talked about Jeff Hughes. He was going to be the guy that steps up. Kaysen Witt found him, and the Rams have taken the lead 19-14. And awaiting the PAT to put them up by 6.
Like we said, Hughes had a standout game against Emory and Henry last week. Is it possible to have 2 standout games in a row?
Absolutely. What a catch. Jeff Hughes, just a sophomore. And if you look at him, he's an unassuming guy. 5'7", 160 from Waldorf, Maryland. Only had 1 touchdown last year and has matched that here in the first game. 60-yard pass by Kaysen Witt. Griffith lining up to kick it. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is away and confidently through the uprights. Bluefield up on top, 20-14. We're going to take a break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 60-yard touchdown pass from Kaysen Witt to Jeff Hughes brings us to where we are now. Brand new ball game. Rams leading in this one, 20-14. A minute 52 left to go. A 60-yard touchdown pass for Kaysen Witt to Jeff Hughes. Now sending the ball in the air is Ben Brown. It's a line drive bouncing to Kendall Johnson at his own 20-yard line. Now veers back up towards the middle, looking for a block far sideline, crosses the 30. Now Devin Jackson punches it out of bounds up near the 35-yard line. Jackson, the senior for Bluefield from Atlee High School in Mechanicsville, Virginia, able to make the tackle. And you look at that last play, Josh, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Bluefield. And we foreshadowed it earlier in the game. Not a lot of receivers that have experience for Bluefield, but Jeff Hughes is one of those guys that has it, and he showed it there.
And the big difference that Coach Luss said in this game was that the Rams really felt like they could win this year, and they are feeling it now after that touchdown.
1st and 10 for Cumberland, down by 6. Huntley under center, driving on the right side. Nowhere to go. Bluefield was right there, and it looked like it was Logan Hinnett able to gobble him up for the sack.
And it looks like there's a lot more plays starting to go Bluefield's way than not.
Well, for Bluefield, able to force them all the way back to the 30 now. It'll be a loss of 5, 2nd and 15.
Brings up 2nd down at 15.
You got to think, we had that big play from Jeff Hughes. We had the near interception on that hurry of Desmond Huntley. Bluefield's really starting to come together here late in this game.
Looked like that was Stephen Pack as well, a guy who was a fullback before and now on the defensive side for Bluefield. 2nd and 15 from the right hash at their own 30-yard line. Snap, Huntley hands off right side to Turner, right there to get him on the tackle. It is Daquan Black. He's been all over the place as well.
Turner, the ball carrier.
Gain of 4, 34-yard line now for Cumberland. It'll be 3rd and 11. They have to get it up to their own 45-yard line. Down by 6. 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
I think if Bluefield can stay penalty-free, they have a good shot of getting the ball back here.
They absolutely do. They have settled down. Rams have found that energy that they wanted, and it looks like a timeout is called on the field. First timeout for Cumberland, and we will take a quick break here. 3rd and 11 coming up for Cumberland, 28 seconds left to go. You're watching Rams football here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield leading with under 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Third and 11 after the Cumberland timeout, pushed back to their own 34-yard line, 20-14, Rams leading in the third quarter. Huntley in the gun, snap, dropping back, looks left, steps up, fires it over the middle of the field, way over the head of his intended receiver. He was trying to look on the play for a receiver deep down the field. That was Damian Billingsley. And Seltz was there on the coverage, so now it's 4th and 11. 22 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Rams just taking the lead on a 60-yard dart from Kaysen Witt to Jeff Hughes, who did most of the work. He caught it up near the 40-yard line, made a juking move, and then rushed towards the near corner for his first touchdown of the year.
And Huntley's slow to get up on that last play. The defensive pressure really caused the missed throw by Huntley.
Garcia back to punt once again at his own 21-yard line, and Tyrese Henry at his own 30. Bluefield has the squad going to try to block it, and Fenner almost had it. It'll be caught by Henry at his own 29, cuts back up towards the middle, stumbling at the 35, nowhere to go, keeps it, and will just drop back towards the 30. But forward progress puts Bluefield at the 35-yard line, and that's where they will start with just 11 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They're up by 6. It's 20-14.
And Bluefield was really close to touching the punter on that play again. They've struggled with that this evening. They held off just in time, though, for a successful punt.
Garcia's punt returned to the 35.
Now the Rams at the 35-yard line. 65 yards, searching for another big play. Jeff Hughes back in, Antonio Strickland, another wide receiver, Charles Black, and Patron now on the near sideline. 3 receivers bunched on the right. 1st and 10 for Bluefield at their own 35. Witt in the gun. Snap, play action. Throws it right to Hughes. Caught at the 30, trying to get up to the line of scrimmage. He does, and just punches his way up towards the 41. It'll be a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Bluefield. And that is it for the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, the Rams have scored now 17 unanswered points. They lead by 6 and look for a way to go up by 2 scores against the Cumberland Phoenix when we come back here on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
second.
2nd and 7 for Bluefield as we start out the 4th quarter. They're up 20-14. Snap to it, rolling left, fires far sideline. Caught by Black. Juking move, room to run across the 50. 45-40 and wrestled out of bounds. Another good gain for Bluefield. And that's a play we saw last year in the point game where Witt had to roll out, found Charles Black, and the receiver from Florida punched out of bounds by Tyler Tate. But now Bluefield is in Cumberland territory near the 38-yard line, or rather it's going to be at the 42, but a solid game for Bluefield.
And just as the band played, this game is going off the rails for Cumberland University here late.
Yeah, Cumberland has not found their stride here in the second half. 1st and 10 from the 42, from the left hash. The late handoff to Brown, shuffles on the left side, and he'll get up towards the 40, and he's tackled by the linebacking core for Cumberland.
Some more shoving at the end of that play. Broken up by the referee.
20-14, Rams leading by 6. It is in the 4th quarter now. 14-20 left to go. Rams have scored 17 unanswered. Cumberland led 14-3 early in the first half, and then the Rams were able to fight their way back down to the 40-yard line.
Confidence levels are high for the Rams right now.
Cason Witt in the gun. Snap rolling right. Still looking. Keeping the ball. Looking some more. Fires near sideline. It's caught and pushed out of bounds. Charles Black slid all the way to the fence. He did not drag a foot, though, so it will be a 3rd down coming up for Bluefield. 8 yards to go at their 40-yard line. At the Cumberland 40-yard line.
50-50 winner is ticket number.
That was a really nice effort play by Charles Black. Even though he didn't get the feet down, risked it all to catch that ball on the sideline.
Yeah, for Charles Black, already making a couple of big catches in this game. And I hope that that person that won the 50-50 finally gets it, because that was the longest PA announcement of all time. Snap to Witt, drops back on the 3rd down, hangs it over the middle, looking for Hughes, incomplete. Oh, Hughes was streaking right down the middle of the field, had really nowhere to go on that one on the defense for Cumberland. And some good pressure by Champ Ledden. But it'll be 4th and 8 for Bluefield, and now looking for a chance to punt. Only leading by 6, so the Phoenix definitely still have a chance in this game, although momentum really hasn't shifted the way of the Phoenix.
It looked like Hughes had a chance on that ball. He just couldn't find it in the air.
Punt coming up for Drake Presley. Snap, kick is away, and it's a line drive on the left side going for Hafner, and it goes out of bounds. He was trying to coffin kick it, and it will be a 1st and 10 for Cumberland deep in their own territory. See where that side judge spots the ball, and he'll do it at the 18-yard line from the right hash. 13:48 left to go in the game, and the Rams leading by 6. They got there after scoring the 60-yard dart from Jeff Hughes. And now Bluefield's defense, that pass defense especially, has to step up.
And now the Phoenix get a chance to rebuild some of the rhythm they had earlier in this game.
Have to look out for the pass rush as well. Desmond Huntley under center. 2 receivers on the wide ends of the field. Snap, hands off right side, looking for North, and he'll get up to the 20, a gain of 2. Rams linebacking core once again wrestling him down. It was DeMarcus Wimbush leading the way. So 2nd down and 8 from the 20-yard line. 13.5 minutes left to go before the game is over. We're in the first game of the season. Rams looking for their first ever win against the Cumberland Phoenix.
And Cumberland's been in the second half as well, taking some time off the clock. It seems like every time they have the ball, they hold it for an eternity. But Bluefield is making good use of the short time they have with the ball.
2nd and 8 from their own 20-yard line. Huntley under center, brings a man in motion, pitches left side. North catches it and has room to run. Looking for the 25 and pushed out of bounds by Dawkins up at the 24, and he nailed a cheerleader in the process. Hopefully she's okay, and she is. That's a bit scary, but either way, it'll be 3rd down and about 4 to go.
That's the closest seat you can get on the field, Bailey.
Now we're laughing because she seems to be okay. Otherwise, this wouldn't be funny at all. But now it's 3rd and 3 from the 25-yard line. Big stop coming up for Bluefield.
They need this. If they can score one more touchdown here in the game, I think they could put it away.
20-14 the score. Cumberland down by 6. Snap, handoff right side. Russian's got the 1st down and more. Juking up across the 35 and pushed up towards the 40, or rather the 37-yard line. Finally making the tackle was Rashad Jackson. But a good read that time on the option. Huntley was able to find that Russian had that block open, and the backup quarterback was able to get the 1st down.
Russian really had a lot of space once he broke through the linebacking core there.
So now at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cumberland, down by 6, 12 minutes flat left to go in the game. Bunch set in the middle of the field. Snap, bringing Johnson on the right side. Huntley dropping back. All kinds of pressure from Everett. Fires far sideline. Henry picks it off at the 41-yard line. He couldn't find the ball at first, and the senior from Alexandria turned around and made the play.
And finally, that defensive pressure on Desmond Huntley ends up in a turnover. Just amazing work in the secondary for the Rams.
Tyrese Henry. Check that, a redshirt junior, but either way able to spin around and make the catch. 1st down for Bluefield from their own 41. That's the turnover they were asking for, and now have a chance, like you said, to maybe try to put this one away because Cumberland hasn't scored in a very long time.
And a lot of these defensive returners are making big impacts on this game.
Well, Tyrese Henry a season ago led the team in tackles, looking for that elusive interception, and he had a couple of chances today, spun around, and I don't think he knew that the pass was that bad because if it's thrown a little bit better, the wide receiver was behind him, and it was just a bad pass for Huntley. Tyrese Henry was able to make his first interception of the season.
At this point, with the pressure on the quarterback, the Rams secondary just need to keep their eyes in the skies, waiting for the ball to come down.
So now in the 4th quarter, Rams up by 6. It is 20-14 from their own 42-yard line. They will start in the shotgun. 2 receivers punched on the near end. Snap to Witt. Hands it off. Left side. Brown looking for blocks on the far sideline. He gets a few and races up towards the 47-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
The Rams are looking to score, but you got to think they're trying to take some time off this clock too. They don't want to give the Phoenix enough time to score back late in this game.
So they'll spot him back at now the 46, rather. So it'll be a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. 11:20 left to go. 20-14 the score. Rams on top after the 60-yard touchdown pass in the 3rd quarter.
Both teams taking some more shots down the field in the second half. You got to wonder if Bluefield's about to take one here.
2nd down and 6, and maybe the plan is to run out a little bit of the clock, though, like you said. And the gun, snap, handoff, right side. Martin looking for blocks, gets one from Brown, shuffles across the 45, and tumbles his way onto the sideline at the 39-yard line.
And that was a huge block from Brown. Opened up a lane for Martin, and Martin took advantage of it running down the sideline.
All the way up to the 39, a gain of 19 for Alex Martin. And with 10:53 left to go, the Rams are once again in Cumberland territory, leading by 6.
And you can hear those cowbells ringing in the crowd. The fans are excited.
Absolutely, and the Rams are excited themselves. They were down 14-3 in the first half. Adversity is something that Dewey Lusk has been preaching to these guys, how they will handle it. 1st and 10 from the 39, in the gun. A receiver on the far side. Snap to Witt, hands it off to Brown. Cuts left, up across the 40, and wrestled down once again by Colton Thomas, the redshirt senior from Lebanon, Tennessee, for a small gain of 1. So up to the 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Bluefield from the left hash. Clock is ticked down to 10:10, 20-14 the score. Rams on top by 6 in the 4th quarter.
And Bluefield can really taste this victory. If they can cap it off, though, is the question.
And it has been a different tale for Bluefield in the second half. Really, ever since that targeting penalty was called, it's been all Bluefield. 2nd and 9 from the left side of the field. On the 39, snap to Witt, drops back, fires far side. Caught and dropped by Patron at the 35. It was a high pass. Jumped up and swatted it down. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Bluefield from their own from the Cumberland 39.
Yeah, it was a high pass, but there were also 3 defenders right there. I think if he caught it, I don't know how much farther he would have went on that play.
Clock has halted at 9:46 left to go in the game. Rams leading by 6. At least giving a chance for Tanner Griffith to try to get this one into field goal range. He has hit a 48-yarder. Snap to Witt. 3 receivers right. Steps up, hangs it far sideline, and it is overthrown to Patron, incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 9 for the Rams at the 38.
Patron shook the defender on that route. He got open. Kason Witt just couldn't get the ball to him down the field.
And I think the Rams are making the right decision here as the punt team starts to scurry onto the field because Cumberland hasn't been able to do anything, so why not pin him a little bit further to ensure that?
if the Phoenix haven't been able to drive half the field, it's going to be almost impossible for them to drive almost 90 yards down the field.
Well, that sounds like a big old announcer's jinx right there coming up from Josh Sawyers. Snap to Presley, swing of the leg on the punt. It's high up in the air inside the 10 and caught by Hafner at the 9-yard line. So that is where the Cumberland Phoenix will start back at their own 9-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up for the Phoenix with 9:34 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Bailey Engel and Josh Sawyers, it's been a pleasure to have you here on the series, or the season opener. Called a lot of baseball this summer, so I keep saying series, but season opener here of Bluefield College. 2nd-year head coach Dewey Lusk, who's been a staple in the Southwest Virginia area. Labeled a success story last year after the Rams went 6-5. Now looking to start 1-0, something the Rams haven't done since the resurrection of the program. 9:34 left to go in the game. Huntley under center, 2 receivers out left. Quick drop back under pressure. Now back throws it across the field, incomplete. And Kimley North, that was almost a backwards pass, a dangerous pass from Huntley. He was under all kinds of pressure from the Bluefield pass rush that time.
Yeah, backs to the end zone. That could almost be considered a lateral, very dangerous pass, as you said. Very risky from Desmond Huntley.
So that'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 9-yard line, 20-14. Rams up by 6 with 9:28 left to go in the game. Tyree Bethel, the freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, coming from Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, was in on the rush. Now back under center. Cumberland doesn't look like they're rushing at all here. Of course, the clock not running. Man in motion. Snap. Hands off right side to Russian. Swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Rams were able to just pounce on him there for no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
The strategy that Cumberland came into this game with of running time off the clock worked well earlier in the game when they were ahead, but it seems to be not working as well.
Trayvon Bright able to make the tackle that time. 3rd and 10 from the 9-yard line. Last chance is coming up for Cumberland. Last time they had the ball, they threw a pick to Tyrese Henry. And now 8:55 left to go in the game. Down by 6. Huntley under center. Snap, man in motion, fakes the pitch. Rolling right, looking for a man to pass to. Stumbles near the sideline, trying to throw across his body, and immediately brought down. Michael Everett on the tackle. The sophomore from Alexandria pushes Cumberland all the way back to their own 4. What a sack, a loss of 5.
That was a near safety as Hunter scrambled around to the right side. Couldn't find anything. Dangerous position for the quarterback.
Loss of 7 brings up
4th and 17. And now a timeout is called. So they're going to push him back towards the 3-yard line. Or rather, no timeout is called. Going to let them play here. Rams with a shift change, and Tyrese Henry ready to receive this punt. Garcia, a bad snap here. It's automatic 2 points for Bluefield. 20-14 the score. Rams on top. Punt coming up from Garcia. Snap is tipped in the air. Garcia trying to get the punt off. It's blocked in the end zone. Flopped on it, and Bluefield scores the touchdown. Another special teams flop for the Cumberland Phoenix. And Rashad Jackson, that looks like he just laid on the ball there. First touchdown for him, and the Rams have taken a 26-14 lead.
Very exciting play for the Rams as everyone runs out to greet the punt team.
Rashad Jackson fell on the ball. What a block. And that might be a huge dagger. Look at Rod White on the sideline for Bluefield, folks. You probably can't see him on the broadcast, but he is going bonkers right now. He's so excited for this team. 26-14, Rams looking for a chance to kick it through here.
With 8 minutes left, and the Phoenix not exceptionally great at the pass game.
8:28 left to go.
Could be interesting to see how this game plays out.
Well, it looks like Bluefield is hoping for a way to just put this one away here. And with how Cumberland has played, it has been a long chance for them to try to come back in this one. A timeout called by Bluefield. 8:28 left to go in the 4th quarter. Rams up 26-14. At one point, Josh, it seems like ages ago, it was 14-3 in favor of Cumberland. And now the Rams have sprinted back, scoring 23 unanswered points, trying to make it 24 here, pending the PAT from the sophomore.
A lot has changed since halftime, Bailey. Bluefield has ran more bootlegs, had more time in the pockets, in the pocket and has had more time to throw the ball down the field.
8.5 minutes left to go. The timeout is over. Rams looking for a chance to go up by 13 points. And now, instead, they're going to try to go up by an even 2 touchdowns. So Kason Witt coming out looking to go for 2 here. 2 receivers bunched on the right side. It is 26-14. Martin is the running back beside him. Bringing a man in motion. Snap, Witt rolling right, looking for a man. Still looking, fires for the end zone, and Black makes the catch, but he is immediately smashed by Tiller. So the 2-point conversion is no good. Black was laid out on the play, and now with 8:28 left to go in this game, Bluefield is up by 12. 26-14. We take a break on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Rams looking to win this one, their first ever win against the Cumberland Phoenix when we come back. After Rashad Jackson fell on a blocked punt, Bluefield now leads 26-14 with 8.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Kickoff is sent on the near sideline. It's caught there by Bryson, veering back towards the middle of the field, cutting in a jukey move across the 30, near sideline 40, 45, and just drilled out of bounds by Tyrese Henry. Oh, what a tackle by the safety, but got to give it to Marcus Bryson. He made something out of nothing there, and now Cumberland down by 12. This will be their last few chances coming up, Josh.
And on the two-point conversion try a couple plays ago, that was a clutch tackle by Tiller to keep it within 2 touchdowns.
8:19 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Cumberland led 14-3 in the first half. The Rams have since then scored 23 unanswered points. It was 14-10 going in at half. Cumberland on top. And the Rams have scored 16 points here in the second half of play. Huntley under center from his own 46-yard line. Snap, drops back, looks right, under pressure, loses the pass and throws it out right. He was tackled in the backfield by DeMarcus Wimbush as he threw. It'll be 2nd and 10 now from his own 46.
And the Phoenix really just can't figure out this pass rush that Dino has dialed up for his defense. They've been struggling mightily here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Dino Cackless dueling it out with his buddy on the other side, the defensive coordinator for Cumberland, and Chris Elliott. And it looks like Dino has won this match of 2 former Bethel University head coaches today so far, especially in the second half. 8:15 left to go in the game. 2nd down and 10 from the left hash. Under center goes Huntley. 3 receivers on the far side of the field. Drops back, throws it right. It's caught there by the ball carrier. Up across the 50, trucks his way up towards the 46. And a gain of about 7. Tackle on the play for Devin Jackson. He's been all over the field as well. Now it'll be 3rd and manageable coming up for this Cumberland Phoenix offense.
The running back for the Phoenix had great acceleration on that play, but Jackson really ended it abruptly. It's like he hit a brick wall.
3rd and 3 coming up. They have to get it to the 44. Now in Bluefield territory at the 47. Huntley under center from the right hash. Rams line up with 3 men on the line of scrimmage, but you have to watch out for the pressure on the edges from Kolb as well as Michael Everett. Under center goes Huntley. Snap, hands off left side. Rucker stumbles up to the 41. It'll be a gain of 7. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for Cumberland, moving the chains with 7.5 minutes left to go.
That was a great second effort from Rucker on that play. I thought he might have been short of the 40, and he ended up getting the first down. It was impressive by the back.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Now in Bluefield territory, running out of time. They aren't down by 12. Desmond Huntley, the redshirt senior, trying to make a comeback here with 3 receivers on his left. Snap, pump fake. Now fires a screen. On the left side, caught by Johnson, and he's tripped up towards the 36. On the tackle, it was Will Seltz coming out of California, able to make that wrap up there. It'll be a gain of 6 yards, 2nd and 4.
Really looked like a race between the receiver and Seltz won that one.
2nd and 4 from the 36-yard line. 6:44 left to go in the game. 26-14. Rams leading by 12. Now with 2nd down and 4, Cumberland needs to try to shoot at the end zone here. Under center he goes. Snap, drops back. No pressure. Now here's some. Fires over the middle. It is broken up. Jonathan Green on the pass defense that time. The backup corner threw his hand out, was able to put a paw on the ball, and instead of it being a touchdown, it is saved from 6 points. It'll be 3rd and 4 at the 36.
Earlier in the game, the Rams bid on the pass fake quite a bit, but they didn't bite on that one. They knew exactly what was coming.
Jonathan Green able to throw a handout, the intended receiver for Cumberland. Looked like that was Damian Billingsley. Now they have to get it up to the 32-yard line. 3rd and 4 from the left hash for Cumberland. Rucker is the lone setback. Huntley under center. 3 men line of scrimmage. Rams bunched on the wide receivers. Huntley in an option, rolling right, isn't going to pitch it, and he is speared down to the ground by Wimbush. Ball is loose, and the whistle is blown. Seltz still trying to get it. It's rolling all the way back into Cumberland territory, but now the whistle blows. Huntley, that was a broken play from the start. Had nowhere to pitch it. The Rams saw that coming. DeMarcus Wimbush, you ever watch WWE? If that looked like a big spear from edge that time on a huge tackle, and now it'll be 4th down coming up.
Yeah, even though there was not a fumble on the play, still an impressive play from Wimbush to end that play.
And no doubt about this one, with 5:48 left to go in the game, Cumberland's going to have to try to get the first down. Ball is spotted at the 42, no gain. Actually lost about half a yard there. They're going to say it's 4th and 5. Have to get it up to the 32.
This is an important play for the Phoenix.
Absolutely. 4th down coming up. Snap. Huntley looks left. Fires. It is caught. What a catch. Say it's incomplete. At least Bluefield's trying to sell it. It was caught that time by Marcus Bryson. And it is incomplete. Incomplete. They say it skipped in the turf. Another 4th down conversion flundered by the Cumberland Phoenix, and the Rams will take over at the 37-yard line.
I even think that ball could have been batted by a defensive lineman.
Either way, the Rams now in the driver's seat. 5:35 left to go in the 4th quarter. They are looking to go 1-0 to get their first ever win against the Cumberland Phoenix.
5 minutes to go. Let's see what the Rams can do on offense. One more score, I would say, could ice this game.
Well, Cumberland only has 1 timeout as well. Handoff on the left side to Martin, looking for a block from Brown. Shuffles across the 40. Dances and steps out of bounds at his own 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for Bluefield on the near end of the field. 5:30 left to go. Rams leading 26-14.
And you can see it's just like Martin. He goes out short of the 45, but continues running to the 50 just in case, making that extra effort on the ground.
2nd and 5 from the 43-yard line. Now the Rams definitely taking their time. Only 1 timeout for Cumberland. And for first-year head coach Tim Mathis, this hasn't been picturesque here in the second half. In the gun goes Witt. Snap and a handoff on the left side to Brown, looking for blocks, gets it, goes across the 45 and races up towards the first down marker. That's very close, a gain of about 4.5. He's tackled at the 47-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and short. And finally bringing him down on the play, that was Jared Stewart for Cumberland.
And they're going to milk this clock for all it's worth. They're going to run it down as far as they can. Hopefully, if they do give it back to the Phoenix, they won't have much time when they get the ball.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes left to go, and they are looking at Dewey Lusk now. Play clock is all the way down to now 12 seconds. Now climbing up under center. Kaysen Witt has operated most of the game out of the shotgun. Now they're in the eye. Snap and a quarterback sneak. He's close to the first down. A late whistle, if any. And he is close to the first down marker. Clock still ticking, though, and now stopped at 4:09. 26-14. Rams looking for the first down. They won't get it. It'll be 4th down and 1. And if you're Bluefield, do you go for it? I mean, you're up by 12. It's 26-14. Dewey Lusk looking over at Dino Kaklis, his assistant head coach.
See what Bluefield wants
Short
to do
gain on
here.
the play still leaves
Well, it
first
looks like they want to run the clock
and
down
one.
either way. Play clock is all the way down at 11 now. They have the ball at their own 46-yard line, 26-14 the score, 3:40 left to go in the game. And
Just taking their time.
taking their time. And will they call a timeout? And they're going to take the intentional delay of game to give Drake Presley a chance to really show off that leg. Be a loss of 5, so it'll be 4th and 6 for Bluefield at their own 41-yard line. But what a game for Bluefield. The turning point play of the game definitely has to be Jeff Hughes' 60-yard touchdown
Drake Presley
reception.
on the punt
That
for
touchdown
Bluefield
and the
College.
4th down stop by the Rams defense, 2 plays really secured what we have now in this game.
At their own 41-yard line, Presley back to punt. Ian Hafner, the wide receiver for Cumberland, back to receive it. His toes are at his own 27-yard line. Line is bunched up by Cumberland. And now some movement. It looks like this one might come back on Bluefield. But Sean Cole brought his foot back, anticipating that rush from Cumberland. But you have to wonder if Cumberland crossed the line. And it will be on Sean Cole. So now it'll be 4th and 11 for Bluefield, back at their own 36-yard line.
Even more of an opportunity for Presley to show off that leg of his.
Yeah, absolutely. And really what it's going to come down to is, can Cumberland wake up?
They've really been stagnant here in the second quarter.
Or the second half, the second quarter is really where it started.
Second half, you're right.
4th and 11 for Bluefield, all the way back at their own 21-yard line. Hafner back at his own 24. Presley, the all-conference punter. Low snap, picks it up on a bounce and gets it off somehow. Barnes swallowing all the way onto the far side, and a flag coming down as Presley went down. It looks like this one, if it's roughing the punter, Bluefield will have a first down, but you have to wonder if it's just running into him, which could just be a 5-yard penalty.
Still one of the best situations Bluefield could hope for in this situation.
4th and 11, 3:28 left to go in the game. Rams up by 12. Here on the Rams Digital Sports Network, it's been all Bluefield since the second quarter. Going back, that 4th down stop and the ejection of Kevin McKenzie, the Rams have really weighted the course of this game. And Cumberland is awaiting this call, which might put them away. 3:28 left to go in the game. They're down by 12 and awaiting if this is a roughing the kicker call. Referee going all the way on the far sideline to talk this one with Dewey Lusk. And now with a call from the Whitecap.
On the receiving team. After the play, post the foul, necessary roughness on the kicking team. Both those things again for it, it will remain 4th down.
So it was a running into the kicker, and then after the play, an unnecessary roughness on Bluefield. And even if the Rams do hold on to win this game, Josh, you have to imagine that the discipline is going to be a focus in practice this week for Bluefield. There have been a lot of penalties called in this game after the play.
Absolutely, there have been a lot of penalties in this game, and I can imagine Coach Lusk is not happy with his team on the front of discipline at this point.
Well, maybe at that point, but the adversity they have been able to wait through. And they were down by 11 at one point in this game and have since then scored 23 unanswered. It's now 4th and very long. Presley all the way back to the 11 now. Good snap from Casto, picks it up, swing of the leg, a line drive. Beautiful punt to Hafner, caught at his own 29-yard line. Cuts across the 35, now on to the 40, stumbles his way up to the 44, and a gain of 15 on the return. Cumberland will have it at their own 44-yard line with 3:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Down by 12, it is 26-14.
That's great starting field position for the Phoenix, but you got to think they don't have to just score one touchdown. They need 2 scores here late to take the lead.
1st and 10 from the 44. You're absolutely right. And for Cumberland, if they're able to do it here, it's just almost too late. Unless they score a couple of quick ones, they only have 1 timeout. Huntley in the gun from the right hash. High snap, reels it in, throws it left side to Johnson. It's incomplete. That play was just dead from the start. Jonathan Green was there to try to tackle Kendall Johnson. It was a high snap from the center, and Huntley just fired it on the left side. So now it's 2nd down and 10 with 3:13 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was kind of a panic pass from Huntley, just trying to get rid of the ball. He knew he wasn't going to have a lot of time back there with the high snap, so he just flung it out to the side.
Second down and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Bailey Engel and Josh Sawyers. We're going to be back here next week against Kaiser University, coming off of a big win in their first ever game. Second and 10, though, 30 minutes and 13 seconds left. Huntley drops back, fires over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Bryson, and Antonio Dawkins was there to just put a body on him and smacked him down to the 50.
As they used to say in high school and college, he heard the footsteps.
Yep.
Pass broken up by number 11,
Antonio Dawkins, a guy with such a great story. In high school at Shelby, North Carolina, he was at one point just without a place to sleep, and he would be sleeping in the locker rooms of his high school. And now he has worked his way after transferring from North Carolina Central to being a leader on this Rams defense. 3:09 left to go, 3rd and 10 from the 44. Snap to Huntley, here comes the blitz, fires over the middle, it's caught and bobbled and dropped. Tyrese Henry able to trip him up. Kinley North, the intended receiver, and he couldn't make the catch on the slant.
And Tyrese Henry's down.
Henry, what a game he has had. Already with an interception, breaking up the pass that time. And now a timeout for injury with 3:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. Jeff Hughes, the big 60-yard touchdown pass in the third quarter. Able to catch that one from Kason Witt, who has a rushing touchdown in this game as well as a passing touchdown. But Henry, this could be a loss for Bluefield if he's not okay. Hopefully the training staff is able to figure this one out very quickly, because Tyrese Henry is one of the better safeties in the entire country, leading this NAIA leading pass defense.
That was a great play by Henry, though. The receiver had the ball in his hands, and Henry comes in out of nowhere and breaks up the pass.
26-14, Rams up by 12 points. Scoring a couple of touchdowns in the third quarter one in the fourth on the blocked punt. Rashad Jackson flopped on it in the left end of the end zone. And Bluefield is able to go up 26-14. Henry still down at the 50-yard line, though. And they're just trying to work out his legs. Rams looking to go 1-0 for their first ever win against Cumberland. And you look at the odyssey for this Bluefield college football program. It stopped for World War II back in the 40s. And for 70 years, there was no football on the college level here in Bluefield, at least from Bluefield College. And then the program resumed in 2012. The first time they ever met up with Cumberland was in Lebanon, Tennessee. It did not go well. 49-0. Phoenix ended up winning that game. The second game, they came to Bluefield, or rather they went to Lebanon again in 2013, and Cumberland put up 40 points in that one, 40-10. Then 59-28 in 2014. Rams got within 7, and now they lead by 12 against the Phoenix. So Bluefield, especially with Dewey Lusk, they are realizing that they have a shot to try to make some noise in the Mid-South Conference.
Coach Lusk has really brought a winning mentality to this Rams team this year.
4th down and 10 from their own 44. They will go for it. Snap to Huntley, drops back. Here comes the pressure. Rolling right, steps up, pump fake, fires far sideline, tipped and caught somehow up at the Bluefield 44-yard line. What a catch by Hafner. That one looked like it was actually batted in the air, and the wide receiver able to glove it and make the catch.
Earlier you said that you were covering baseball. That looked like a baseball catch in the outfield.
Out of, a frozen rope on a web gem right there, absolutely. They're going to spot it at the Bluefield 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Clock is ticked down to 2:54. Now it looks like Joseph Russian is in as the quarterback as he steps back, fires right side, immediately caught, still on his feet, and up into the 28-yard line. That was a good catch there. Devin Jackson able to make the tackle after that one was hauled in by Hafner. So Russian, only one pass. He comes in and gets it done.
Perfect completion percentage for Russian in this game as he throws a dart to his receiver on the side.
1st and 10 from the 28. Huntley steps up, fires right side, tipped in the air, and Isaiah Fenner able to throw the hands on that one. It was intended for Hafner on the far sideline, and the corner from Newport News was able to throw it up. Actually, Virginia Beach. Either way, 2:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. Ball spotted at the Bluefield 28. Rams looking for one final stop, 26-14. And if you're Cumberland, if you're able to score here, somehow get a quick stop of Bluefield on a 3-and-out, you have a chance. You're not going to have the ball long, but you're going to need to score very quickly on this possession. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Snap to Huntley, drops back, looks over the middle, fires for the end zone. It is incomplete. Had a man on the far sideline. It was Marcus Bryson. the senior from Shelbyville, Tennessee, went down to a knee to try to haul that one in, and it couldn't happen. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 28.
Bryson was open, but again, this pass rush from Bluefield College affected the throw. That could have been a touchdown, but the pass rush took those points off the board.
Rams up by 12. It is 26-14, 2:24 left to go here in the 4th quarter. It has been all Rams since the 2nd quarter. Really, going into halftime, the Rams have not faltered. Huntley, 3rd and 10 from the right hash of the 28, 3 receivers on the left. Snap, drops back, screen pass left. It's a high throw caught by Tolliver, racing up to the 25, and a scrum of Rams trying to pop the ball loose, and some late shoving by Antonio Dawkins. Rod White getting in his face. He wants to just yank him out of the game, but just telling him to keep his head.
Chippy is the one word that describes this game perfectly.
Well, it'll be a small gain of about 3 yards. So it's going to be 4th and 7 coming up. A first down up at the 18-yard line.
Well, you know the Phoenix offense has to be frustrated with the way they've been performing in the second half. So I don't blame him for this Chippy pushing at all.
Well, 2 minutes, 13 seconds. Rams looking for a final stop. This would effectively put a lid on the game, because if you're Cumberland, you aren't going to ask for a better chance than this. Rams with that big score at the last one where they flopped on a blocked punt on the left corner. But the big play of the game that gave Bluefield the lead in the 3rd quarter, the 60-yard touchdown pass to Jeff Hughes. And now looking for a chance to end this game. Now at the 25-yard line, 4th and 7 for Cumberland. This has been really their best drive in the second half.
With all of the tricky plays that the Phoenix have come up with in the first half and the second half, also, you got to wonder what they're going to dial up for this play.
You got to imagine that Huntley might go in the shotgun, which he hasn't done as many times in the game. As he will. Turner, the running back behind him. A receiver on the far side is Hafner, and Tolliver is here on the near sideline. 4th and 7 from the 25. Snap, Huntley under pressure, steps up, rolling right, tripped up, got the pass off. Will they call it a sack? No, but Bluefield takes over on downs, and now it's going to be an intentional grounding call. Either way, the Rams are going to get the ball back.
And that was probably the biggest player of the game for Bluefield College.
That was Benjamin Ramsey coming in on the defensive pressure, nearly tripping up, or he did trip up the quarterback, and the intentional grounding will give Bluefield the ball.
It seems like Huntley has been under duress this entire second half.
And you can thank Dino Cacklis for that. His defense has been stunning in the second half of play. You look at the pick from Tyrese, Henry, Bluefield, they were just slow. And I think Dewey Lusk talked about that last year when he was in the locker room. Guys, you can go out there, just wake up and play. And that's what they did in the second half. Looking for their first ever win against the Cumberland Phoenix. They take over at their own 29-yard line in victory formation. Snap, went back, takes a knee, and that is going to run down the clock some more. Under 2 minutes left to go, and Josh, we look at this game. What a second half for Bluefield. That's going to be the story of this one.
One of the biggest turnarounds in a football game I've ever seen at the collegiate level. The Rams really came together on the defensive front. The secondary and the offense came together as well.
So if you're watching at home, go on over to our Facebook page. We're going to be Facebook Living an interview with Dewey Lusk after the game. And folks, this will be the first time that Bluefield has ever beaten the Cumberland Phoenix. And they're opening up 1-0. The Rams have looked solid in the second half. Snap, and Witt takes a knee. It'll be 3rd down coming up, but the clock has clicked down to 1:15. What a game. So once again, search Bluefield College Football on Facebook. Give us a follow, and you'll be able to see that live interview after the game. It's been a fun one. And Jeff Hughes, that big play he had in the 3rd quarter, you knew after that Bluefield was just downright excited to be back on the gridiron.
Bluefield got back to their scoring ways, and they never looked back, Bailey.
Rise up, Rams.
And they say, rise up, Rams. That's been the hashtag all game as we take a look at maybe the Rams watching it at home. Snap, and goes back down on a knee.
Witt is trying to burn every second he can on that clock with the hesitated kneel.
And before the game ends, the BC family wants to give a shout out to our dear friends Steve and Peggy Bickford. If you are Rams football fans, you have seen the Bickfords around. They've been at every home game since the team was reinstated in 2012, all the way from Buckingham County, Virginia. Peggy, a 1971 graduate of BC, and Steve is an honorary alumnus. We are certainly missing them in the stands today, especially for a big win for Bluefield College football. 5 seconds. Now 4 seconds, clock is ticking down, and the Rams take game one, beating Cumberland for the first time in the history of the program, winning 26-14 over the Cumberland Phoenix. And Josh, it's just been flat out fun to watch this one.
The turnaround was just so impressive, with the coaches really combating everything that the Phoenix were doing, really taking control of this game.
It's a perfect time for the Rams to rise up. Rise up, Rams. It's Bluefield College Athletics Giving Weekend, and your Rams, like this football team, even though they look pretty good today, they need your support. Visit www.bluefield.edu/riseuprams and make your donation. When Rams rise up, we can make a difference. Rams with a big win today, 26-14. Head on over to our Facebook page to see this Facebook Live interview coming up with Dewey Lusk. But for Josh Sawyers and Kawante Cobbs on the camera, my name is Bailey Engel, reminding you the final score from Mitchell Stadium. Rams win this one, 26-14. And until next week, take it easy, Bluefield fans.